Let me tell you something about China real quick. It's so funny
Yeah,
because you just said that. They have like their culture so different, and they'll say shit like, "This is my most beautiful salesperson. This is my ugly salesperson, Sarah." As you're meeting
some
him,
stupid
dude, it's like the most. We were talking about conspiracy theories. It was about how modern art was formed as a way to smuggle drugs. When you go into a gallery and you see like paint splattered on a photo, and people
all I
dress
ever
up,
say is, "What? Who the fuck is buying that?"
drug people.
Marley Lily, they are massive.
Have you met them?
No.
You should talk to them.
They have me personally blocked on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, like, I talk a little bit of shit. Yeah. What up, everybody? All right, we have a totally new episode of the podcast today. Sean Holmes is here. He's got a great name, Sean, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way to spell it. And his office is 60 yards away, you think? I could hit a golf ball past it, right?
It's like a 9-iron.
A 9-iron away. And Nectar sunglasses, which is like a huge sunglass brand. He is the owner of it. And yeah, man, these are crazy times. And we're all stuck inside, so we're 6 feet away about, right? We're safe. We haven't shook hands. But yeah, we're just talking and chilling. And it's exciting being in person. It is a different vibe, man. It's all my podcasts have been on Zoom. And I feel very different right now that you're here. It's like, I like it. It's cool.
Feels more normal than the Zoom meetings that everyone's been doing.
Yeah.
But appreciate you having me on. I think it's, these type of things I jump in on podcasts, but I've never done one in person recorded like this. So I always am a fan of beers because things just seem to flow a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It seems more conversational. And I don't know, I think we can just jump into some stuff that we're going through right now.
For sure. Dude, you grab my opener? It's out there somewhere. I forgot. Thank you, Brandon.
You can't use the table.
I'm not good at using the table. There you go. Thank you. Nice, sweet. I feel like Joe Rogan right now. You like Joe Rogan?
I do. I listen to him more so when I'm from Richmond, Virginia. So when I drive up there, it's 6 hours of probably the worst highway to drive on. It's nothing.
95?
Just north, like that one stretch.
I know about it. Yeah.
You know, 95 to like up from Richmond to DC is miserable. Then you get to Jersey and it's miserable. But like south of here is miserable. It's just a weird stretch.
Yeah.
And we just run into the south of the border, and that's the
south of the border.
The only exciting part.
100 miles till south of the border. 80 miles till south of the border.
Yeah.
50 miles till south of the border.
Might be a drug front. I don't know what they're doing there. Never stopped. But I listen to those podcasts, long drives with him.
Yeah, I listen to them if I'm like printing shirts. Because it's just like, they're long. You can't just like knock them out.
Yeah.
But I love Joe Rogan. He's like my favorite guy.
I would love to just hang out with him for one night.
Yeah.
Maybe smoke some weed with him.
Yeah.
See what conversations we get into. But
Absolutely.
I love that he gets deep with like aliens and random stuff. And, but he talks to really smart people too that have.
Yeah, I judge whether I'm going to listen to the episode based upon like who the guest is.
Right.
And so a lot of the times I don't know who they are. I do a quick Google, and if it's like scientist or like conspiracy expert or anything that's like very interesting, I'm like, I'm in. I'm listening to this one. His comedian buddies they're good ones too.
Yeah.
MMA one or UFC ones. I'm not a big UFC guy, so I like that he labels them UFC ones. Right. So I don't really watch those ones. But
yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I like to listen to their point of view just so I can like get a new perspective.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna dig on YouTube videos, but
I'm not a conspiracy guy at all, actually.
Yeah, I don't think there's some stuff. Yeah, makes you think a little bit more about it, but people get crazy about.
I would be like.
Like my brother, for example, and hopefully he doesn't watch this, but he recently, and he's older than me.
Yeah.
Really tight with him. He was a history major and knows everything about Richmond history,
history,
all sorts of stuff. And randomly, I heard that he was like he thought the Earth was flat. He was like, I think it's flat.
I have an employee who thinks that.
And on my bachelor party, I had all my best friends down there. 2 of which, one's an engineer, one's like works for NOAA, really into environmental science. Yeah. Basically, a scientist, biologist. And late night, we're walking on the beach, and I set him up, and I was like, "Yo, Pat thinks the Earth is flat," and he got lit up by all of them. Like they all surrounded him, or just like,
the Earth is not flat. It's just not.
Right. And
Yeah.
they never have reasons. You'll say something like, "What about this?" And they're like, "Well, they don't know." It's like, "Well,
Yeah.
you don't know either, so
Yeah.
don't tell me that it is." Like, and we don't know, so let's just drop it and move on with our lives, so we
Yeah.
don't get caught in
Yeah.
this thing. But
Some people get into it.
I think there's a conspiracy theory. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
It was about, I went on a podcast. It was a comedy podcast. Somehow I
Yeah.
got on it. One, it was hard to talk because these guys are very actors and on
Okay.
stage. So, anyways, we were talking about conspiracy theories. It was about how modern art was formed as a way to smuggle drugs. So, like,
What's modern art
so,
defined
like,
as?
So, like, when you go into
I like that one.
when you go into a gallery and you see like paint splattered on a photo and
Dude,
people
All I
dress
ever
up,
say is, who the fuck is buying that?
drug people,
Oh.
because basically they threw
Yo, I'm in on that one.
they threw a high end party, champagne.
Oh my god, dude.
$1 million bucks.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's a clean
I
sale.
am not a conspiracy theorist at all. But right, and you can make the price like
whatever.
$200,000.
Just pretend.
Yo,
But that
is
formed-
definitely one.
But apparently that formed the culture of modern art because it slowly
Oh, so it's
caught
just
on.
high end. So like some people that are like followers, they'll just go and like actually buy
They
it.
think it's like the new cool thing, so they're like, "Oh, this is great." And they're just trying to fit in with
Dude,
the Joneses.
Oh my god, that
weird?
no, that makes perfect logical sense.
So I believe that one.
I kind of, dude, I never heard that in my entire life.
Yeah.
But I've always obviously been like splattered ink or like some stupid ass art.
Right.
It's like $250,000.
It's like,
Like-
I could do that.
Yes, exactly. I could easily do that.
Right.
Like, and I was always like, wow, these guys must be amazing at marketing, or they must be really good at like branding.
Yeah.
Yo, that makes perfect sense. That is so
It's gonna
funny.
sink in like tomorrow. You're gonna be like,
Yo, that actually makes me like feel a little better because I've always been concerned about spending $250,000 on like the stupid ass art.
Yeah.
But they just get a bunch of coke with it or something like that.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Oh, and then other people, they want to be part of that society, so
Yeah.
like it's like and it is like a high society event.
Right.
Oh.
So now it's a thing, and
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing drugs. I imagine there's one client there that's buying.
But it's
drugs.
almost like created a culture. Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
some people don't buy drugs and just buy
Right.
just buy the art for $250,000.
Yeah.
But then they get to go to their friends and be like, "This piece of art on my wall is $250,000. Look at me."
Right.
So it's like a status symbol, I guess.
All sorts of things. I wouldn't want anything in my house to be that valuable.
Oh, dude, I mean, I'm not like that. Like you saw the new toy I bought, the Tesla. That is the first like nice thing I've like ever bought. Like I'm not that fancy of a guy. Like I love business.
So you do the auto drive.
Yeah.
I did it. I drove. I'm in a forum group right here in town, and one of the guys, he bought stock in Tesla
Yeah, I got a
a
little bit.
while ago, and he's like, "When this stock can pay for one, I'll get one for
Okay,
Tesla."
well, he might have to wait a while for that.
Well, he did. Like he got in. I guess
Oh, he got it really early?
He has a lot of money, so I guess he put in a bunch. It made him money enough.
Okay.
And so I drove it from here to Hilton Head.
Yeah.
And he let me like do the. I mean, it was tripping me out.
It's
I
awesome.
took a photo of it and like sent it to my wife.
Yeah.
Like not even holding the wheel.
Yeah. You gotta keep I actually had a guy
Yeah,
on
you have to.
the podcast yesterday who was like all about driverless cars and electric cars. And I'm like interested in that now, and I've never been a car guy. But I'm just a terrible driver. I always look at my phone. So like that's one of the reasons I got interested in driverless cars. And I think it's the future of the world. And I can't wait till like everyone has one, so then we can like kind of just be chilling in our cars on Wi-Fi, working.
Right.
I get that. The guy yesterday said it was only 20 years away. And I was
Makes
like,
sense.
damn, all right. I said I would sign a paper right now to take 20 years away. That when you get a car, there's just two seats facing each other, and
Yeah.
like it was a little coffee table in the middle.
Have you seen? There's a Netflix series called Abstract.
Mm-mm.
Awesome. You see, it's like kind of rainbow colors. You don't quite know what it is when you pass it, and it's about all these badass designers from like typography to stage design to the guy who designed all the Air Jordans from like the 3rd to the 20th. His name's Tiggy. He's awesome. But anyways, there's one on there about Jeep Chrysler's head of design for Jeep Chrysler Fiat. Global design. He's the guy
Yeah.
who comes in when the clay model rolls out, and
Okay.
he basically looks at it and says, "Now change this, do this," and makes these like little adjustments. But right now for Fiat, I don't know when they filmed this, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He was designing cars that the chairs pivot, so the driver and the passenger pivot back to the back seat, so it's like a
Fuck yeah.
dining room. Basically.
That's like my dream.
So that's like where it's going, and this is
Yeah,
years ago.
that's obviously where it's going. The question is how long.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't wait for that. Like, what do you think about driverless cars? You said you drove one.
Yeah.
Most people that I talk to are like fearful of it.
I think I'm more fearful of other people more so than
Right.
the car itself.
I mean, I think if you swivel around you should put a seatbelt on still.
Right.
You gotta have some function for that.
Might be safer like a car seat.
Yeah. Like once everyone has driverless cars, then that's when you can stop worrying. I feel like, but there's gonna be that one guy out there who's like, "This is America. I don't need to have a driverless car." I mean, like there'll be like one car on the road left, but once no one has automatic, manual, I don't know. I know nothing about cars, but once every single car on the road is driverless, then the safety is like 100%. They won't hit each other. They just won't. It's impossible. So,
like I wish like all parking lots were automated, to where you can't pick. It's just gonna put you in the best spot available. Let go, because they give me anxiety. I always think I'm gonna hit somebody. Or
parking lots.
I backed into someone like a long time ago. We both were backing out at the same time from like the same exact opposite spots, and we both hit each other. And like literally, I have a backup camera in my car, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I use it a lot, but like I still think I'm gonna hit somebody. I have this weird anxiety from this one experience, which was not fatal, not like a bad accident. We both like barely did any damage, but I just feel like when I hit like an old lady or something, So it's just weird.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that the whole industry is going to change with trucking and logistics. Like, it's going to be a whole different world. And going back to Joe Rogan's podcast, I don't know if you saw the one on with Elon Musk that he was on.
I saw that one.
It's like
I watched that like twice.
If Elon's scared, I'm scared. About
AI.
AI. Like,
I'm not scared. I disagree with Elon. I'm smarter than him. Obviously not.
He's like a robot himself. So
yeah. I don't know. I'm not scared about it. Like, I just honestly, the one thing I love more than anything in the world. I'm not a big pet guy. I don't have any dogs. I'm not a big pet guy. I love humans. I trust humans. I love human beings. Human beings are like the greatest creatures, I think, in the world. I mean, obviously.
You've never had a pet before?
No, I'm not a big pet guy. I had like a goldfish as a kid, a guinea pig, guinea and goldie. Not good at naming.
Really?
Yeah. But no, I never had a pet.
And I miss my dog more than my wife when I travel.
I like everyone. A lot of people think I'm crazy. Like, and here's my logical reason why I don't like pets or animals really. Not that I have any negative. Like, I just don't really want a pet, and I've never had one. And I always said I might be the dad from Beethoven, where the kids bring one in the house, I end up falling in love with him. I predict that happening, but
that will happen.
I think that'll happen. Yeah. And I'll be the one to end up falling in love with him and like taking care of him. But my logical reason for not wanting to pet is that they can't talk. I know it sounds dumb, but like
sometimes it's like a good thing. Sometimes you don't want it to say anything back.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Yeah, I don't want to dive too deep into that, but one day you'll understand it.
You think that sounds crazy?
Not crazy. I think it's it's just a perspective. You think about like what are the pros of having one? Like every day at home. Usually my dog's in the office every day. Today she's home with my wife, quarantined with her.
Yeah.
But she's happy to see me every day, no matter what kind of day I've had. And as a business owner, there's days that you feel like it's all going downhill. Yeah. And this is the most happy dog you've ever seen. And they just love you no matter what. And it's unconditional. That you can't get that from a human. Like my wife and I will have arguments and things and different. It's hard.
Like that's usually the response people get, and I swear, like my opinion back to that is like, I'm friends with myself, so like I can talk to myself and be like, I can be like, it's all good, Sean, it's all good. But when that dog sneaks in one day to my house with my kids, I'm sure I'll fall in love with it.
So you have that kind of mindset where, like, I don't know, for me, I think the mind is so powerful that I try to like facilitate stuff in my head before deals happen.
Oh, dude, I'm obsessed with the human brain.
I think it's fascinating that you don't take a step until your brain tells you to take a step.
Dude,
and so like for me, like if I'm trying to like get a big deal done or something, I really try to walk through the entire process in my head of like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what they're going to say. This is how many units they want. I'm going to go to my factory and say this, and then they're going to say this, and then I go through almost role play the entire situation over and over and over in my head so that my mind is facilitating positive stuff. And I take this back to like when I was playing baseball in college. We would always, it's a mental game. You have to be at VCU, Richmond, Virginia.
Nice.
So it's every game level the speed goes up, and in college kids were throwing 90 to 96 in that range, sometimes faster every now and then. But it's a big level, big speed. So what we learned, or what I did myself, was like you get scouting reports. They have them on us. They know that I can't hit a changeup, second pitch, or whatever. But I know all his pitches and the likelihood he's going to throw them in different counts. And if I would go up to the plate and be like, holy shit, this dude was drafted out of high school. He's throwing 95 miles an hour. Mentally, I've completely lost. He's won before I even got to the
Baseball
backs.
is such a mental game.
And then my approach, I would walk up and be like, look at this fucking nerd. He was getting.
That's awesome.
He was in high school last year. Fuck this kid.
Yeah.
And like, I had to have like just the tiniest bit of edge because that's the only chance I have.
Dude.
So going back to the business
Does that work
side,
for you?
About 3.
I feel like baseball and golf are those mental sports.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. You know, if you look at a baseball batting percent, 300%
That's good.
of the time.
But you said back to business, though.
Back to business, so it's like it helps me facilitate the right actions of like following up with the right mindset, assuming that it's going to happen, versus me saying like this deal is probably not going to go through, but I guess I'll send this email anyways. It's a whole different mindset of me being like really into it. What else do you need? What can I do for you to make this easier? Versus assuming that it might not happen, and it's like you don't even have a chance anymore, essentially.
Yeah. Dude, I think mindset is the number one most important thing in the entire world. By far, nothing even a close second. Like, it's science. Like, what you think becomes true in your head if you think it over and over. Did you ever hear about that? Like the front of your brain doesn't know the difference between a real thing that happens and something that you close your eyes and think about. And over time, you need to convince your subconscious mind, the back of your brain, to believe something. So, like, you know that the sky's blue because your subconscious brain believes it. And, like, if something happens in your frontal cortex, like, enough times, over and over and over and over again, then eventually your back of your mind will believe it. So, like, your back of your mind, your subconscious mind is, like, your true beliefs. And, like, you can say one day, like, I'm the best business person ever. Like, if you just say it once, it doesn't work. But like, if you like have a vision in your front of your brain and you think about it over and over and over again, you think positive things, you think exactly what you want your life to look like over a period of time, maybe years, like it will manifest. It will come true because your subconscious mind will like start to believe it. And that came from the book Think and Grow Rich. It's like,
I love that book.
That book changed my life. That book changed my life when I was 19. I read it and
I read
I became a different person.
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dude, I love that book.
That's probably my favorite book of all time.
That is such an amazing book, and it's so simple.
Right.
That book is so simple. It's like don't be a dick, right. Because like, and that doesn't give it justice.
Right.
But it's like,
I tell my employees, like one of my favorite parts of that book is about how adding a little bit of competition goes a long way.
Yeah.
When he was trying to get like the both shifts to work harder, and he threatened them with like firing them and all these different things to get them to work harder, but they didn't. And then he simply wrote like 15 in chalk on the floor, and the night shift came in, and they were like, "What is that?" That's how many the morning shift completed, and they did 20. And then he wrote 20 down. The morning shift was like, "What is that?" That's how many the night shift did, and then it naturally got more production just based out of simply adding a tiny bit of competition.
Yeah.
Because humans are, I'm super competitive with myself and with others. Like, we just got a dartboard in our office, and Jeff and I just play. I mean, it's like, not that I have to win. I just like the competition aspect.
Do you do anything like that within your company? Like, I guess a dartboard doesn't connect to sales.
Yeah, I mean, we incentivize like sales and bonuses and things like that. But
tell about your company.
Yeah, so
Nectar.
Right. Started in Georgia with my former partner. So we the idea was like out of college to make like basically party shades. We knew that we had chicks take them and they just get lost. And like, I think I had my mom sit on some Oakleys one time when I was like in high school, and it was like devastating. Like, I just got them. I saved up. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I saved up money, bought these things, and then she broke them immediately. And back then, it's like, shit, I don't know, warranty process. I don't even say the receipt at that point, at that age, 17, 18. So we just wanted to make something that was like affordable, and then something that symbolized things that we liked. We grew up surfing and skating and snowboarding, and like, man, that would be the best life ever to get paid to surf. Like, to me, that would be amazing. I'm not the best at surfing. I love it. I've surfed all around the world, essentially, and still probably couldn't be a pro. But originally, the name came out of like, what are these? These are fucking sweet. And we knew it had to be 2 syllables. We knew we wanted to keep it American. We were looking at Latin translations of shit. And then my favorite part of it is that my roommate at the time in Georgia, my best friends, most loyal, amazing human ever, but very blunt. So every day we check domain, social media handles, and those things to make sure it lined up. And we found Nectar. We're like, this is it. So he comes in from work, and we're like, yo, John, Nectar. And he goes, that's weak. And he walked away, and I was like, I was like devastated that he even said that. But it ended up being like the biggest blessing that we had this name because people relate with it. So we market Nectar.
You said sweet.
Yeah, the sweet life. Yeah. And we want people to like wear our products and to be able to like symbolize what they love doing the most because it varies. It could be from yoga to hiking to surfing or just like we do both. Like what people do, like enjoy your life and wear these while doing it. It shouldn't be a burden to wear a nice pair of shades. It should be an asset to your outfit, to your adventure,
to your eyes.
Right. So that was kind of the concept, and it's evolved a lot. We were selling $20 basic UV 400 party wayfarers, and as we started introducing polarization, and we saw a lot of our audience like gravitating towards that. So we slowly just did all polarized. Let's just make them a price point that's accessible for everybody and affordable that you can't really say no to. So it's somewhat of an impulse buy, but we expect you to lose them and break them. Like if you're not, then you're not doing enough.
The main reason I'm not a big sunglass guy personally is because I lose them. Like I lose the pairs that I've had. So that's why I remember you said to me that there's like the shitty pairs, then there's like the super high end pairs, and you found a great niche like right in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I think that's like an amazing niche for sunglasses. Like that's the pair I would buy.
Right, and it seems people that have like these ones they got at a gas station, they're like, well, I don't lose my cheap ones I got for $5. I'm like, because you don't wear them. Is because they're terrible, and why would you wear these things? They're neon-sided glasses. So there's always an excuse. It's funny as I meet people that have like Persals on or something like a really
that's a fancy pair.
Very, I mean they're like $400 retail.
Yeah.
And I guarantee they make them for under $20, maybe less than that, probably 15.
You know about that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the gouging in that industry is huge. Its own Exotica, Essilor merged last year, which is like already the biggest two companies merged. Now it's this massive.
So they have like manufacturing power and branding power.
Yeah.
So they have big margins probably.
It's insane what they're doing. We're just really trying to twist the key and disrupt them a little bit and say like you don't need to wear these things to be cool.
Do you ever like rip them in your marketing?
We haven't really attempted it because we've definitely gotten some letters from attorneys from Exotica.
You're allowed to diss other brands.
Well, it's like I think
it's kind of like bad taste a little bit.
Yeah, we don't want to come off as like we're trying to do
it's funny, my brand's all girl stuff, and like once in a while, only on like Twitter, not on Instagram or something. Our biggest competitor is Marley Lily. And sometimes I'll just like rip them, and Shelby will get so mad at me. That's my fiance. She deletes the tweet. She's like, "Don't be a dick," and I'm like, "Burger King, McDonald's do it."
I know, right?
But Coke and Pepsi do it. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B do it. Why can't we like? Not like it's almost like if you rip on them, you associate with them, and like you want to start a beef, and like it usually works out well for both sides if you start a beef. MGK and Eminem.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to like. I think there's really a power there if you can, almost like what Steve Jobs did with like. Yes. Microsoft is the enemy.
Yes,
like
dude. There's some magical marketing inside that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a complete dick, just be seem like this like small company's ripping on this big company and like just have bad taste about it. But there is some art in having a competitor because then it's almost like people associate you with them and they like people like beefs.
Right.
Kanye and Pusha T and Drake. Like people love beefs and like it helps everyone involved.
Yeah. And it builds like loyalty.
Yeah, right.
You know, as long as I can relate with it, I think it's hard to have this like broad scope of like your audience is all females.
Yeah.
They all don't like the same food or the same movies or the same things, but there is some crossover there. But that might be an email segment for you, like do a survey. Have you ever done a survey?
Not as much as I should. Absolutely not as much as I should, but some.
Maybe that can help you define like you come up with like 2 triggers, or like if they like this, they're this type of person. Like just making it up internally. Like if they like. You know, this movie that might only be for hipster type people or whatever it is. I'm making shit up, but I think that'd be interesting to say like, this is Group A. They like The Notebook, and maybe all chicks probably like that.
No, I see what you're saying. Now. Find a group that would be maybe prone to liking a battle.
I don't know, like horror films. Like I can't even hover over a Netflix. Like you know, they auto preview now.
Yeah.
If I hover over one, my wife's like, no, go.
Really?
I'm not watching it. I'm just flipping through and searching. And she like, I haven't watched a horror movie in 7 years because of her.
She's scared. Too scared.
She's like it gets in her head, and then she'll be like, I can't sleep, and it's a whole thing for me. It's like you know what, not even worth it.
But like they're not that good at movies.
I know, but that might be like, who doesn't like horror movies? Maybe they have a softer, like, different
They're
mentality.
getting behind the psychology of your customers.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool that you do have like females that
they
buy.
It's been the best thing, like, and like your brand, I feel like you personally can like connect with it, and I see how awesome that is, and like I swear for me, it's been great not to really connect with it because like I get to just look at it from a straight like business standpoint, and Shelby can connect with it,
Right.
and so it's like so I just get to look at it from a business standpoint, and I'm like, we need more pink coffee monogram shirts, like because
Yeah.
they've been selling well, so it's like I have no emotion like attached to it, but just the fact that girls buy is they're just highly engaged in online shopping.
We see that women will click 3 times more on an ad before they
Yeah,
purchase.
what's your split? What's your split with guys and girls?
It's about 60-40 females now.
60-40 females now.
And I've been trying to like open that up more because for a while it was very like dude heavy feeling to our brand. But,
Probably because it reflected some of you.
right, and my former partner, that was just kind of like what we thought. It was like we wanted to make them unisex options, but now we have a lot more female offerings because they spend more money.
They buy online, they spend more money. Do you like? I hate buying clothes personally.
I don't like really buying either, but I think
There you go.
so. We do a lot of events, and like this is an example I use. It like, explains the buying of the girls and how they purchase.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a big difference. Like me, there's something that I want, but I don't need it. I might go on, check it out, and never buy it for like a year. I might go back to it and be like, I can't even justify it in my head because I'm just frugal with my money.
Yeah.
But girls, they need it. And an event will go out and like someone will come up and she'll be with her husband or boyfriend, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love these," and looking at them and trying them on. He's like, "You don't need them.
You don't need them."
I'm like, "Dude, I'll buy you a beer if you shut the fuck up. Get out of here. Let her do her thing, man. Let her be her." And then if they walk away without buying anything, she'll walk around for an hour and justify in her head why she needs them, and come back and buy like 3 or 4 pairs.
See,
It's beautiful, and she's usually without the better half.
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
So that's just like
Girls, man,
it's like they need them for an outfit. They need them for this occasion. They need them for like guys will keep the shit together and keep them on as long as they can last.
What do you think like the best product online to sell to guys is?
Best product for guys?
Porn subscriptions.
Who buys porn?
Yeah, like what? Like I feel like guys don't really buy anything. Like, what do I buy online? What do I buy online?
Yeah, what do I buy? I buy like espresso coffee.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Like,
that was the best purchase ever, or not best purchase.
It's like a machine.
I don't know. Like I drink. We've had different kegs of coffee in our office.
Damn, kegs.
Oh yeah, I mean our whole staff drinks coffee. So we've had Nitro Brew, which like I drank it once after like 2 p.m. It kept me up all night. And then over time we got rid of that and just have a coffee maker.
Yeah.
And then my mother-in-law got me like this Nintendo Wii sized espresso machine.
Okay.
And now I can recreate my Starbucks drink that's $4 at Starbucks for 30 cents.
Nice.
So
And you get, is there like little like pods that
they're like little pods.
So that's where you buy.
I buy those once a month, maybe.
Yeah, but that's not even like an impulse purchase though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
like I don't buy anything, like nothing. Like so that's why like girls, they just buy clothes, man, and that has definitely been something that I'm not saying I'm lucky. I noticed it. I was like girls like buying clothing more.
Well, it's nice that you have your wife to balance it out.
Yes, I imagine if I noticed the same exact thing that I noticed, and I found the niche, and then I had to go execute the business. Like I could never have done it without her. Like she does all the look. She does the look. I do all the ads, the products, the business, the back end, the logistics. I mean, she helps a lot of that stuff. She's amazing, but she has the look, and I don't have to worry about that part.
Right. It's just like I use this Amazon thing. Have you heard of Jungle Scout?
No.
So Jungle Scout's an app. I always really just like pay for it as a free trial and cancel it, just so I could poke around. A lot of little levers you can throttle to see where there's openings and opportunities in Amazon for things that have shitty listings that you could just come in with better bullet points and rank higher and make that money, and it gives estimated.
What type of, so you're talking about selling on Amazon?
Yeah, we sell a little bit on Amazon, but I was looking to help my dad when he retires. He really wants me to teach him something, but when I remember back to him like typing in for student loan applications back in the day, he would like hunt and peck, look up. I'm like, dude, there's no way you can write a customer service email. Like, this is a disaster. But anyways, I was looking around to see if there's products, and I found a bunch that I don't really want to share because they're wide open, making a shit ton of money. But
how do you source them? Whatever they are.
Yeah, from China.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean there's one of our showrooms is in Yiwu, which is like it got famous for becoming where there's like a mart. Now it's not even it used to be a mart where there was like pop up knickknacks, and now it's like 5 stories, probably like a mile long. You couldn't walk it in 3 days to see everything on all the levels. There's that many things you can think of, from inflatables to.
This is in China.
Mhm.
You said you go there once a year or something
Yeah.
like that. That's crazy.
So that whole world is insane. But what was I saying about the jungle scout? Oh yeah, so there's like these mugs. So maybe you guys look into this, like mugs that just have like gold, almost like monogram stuff on them that say like "coffee first" or something. Crush. There's these picture frames that just have a gold picture frame with like a little bit of clear, and then like a matte white with just like a basic ass print on it that says like "home is where the heart is." Those things are selling like a half.
So when you're talking about selling on Amazon and finding these holes, are you talking about listings that exist,
So
or are you creating your own listing?
you would just start your own
Okay.
thing, but it's showing you that like it shows you the opportunity score. Like you can look for stuff that's like super easy to take over. An
You
example,
give it like the same title.
you do the same exact title
Yeah.
basically. Like an example is like a big lighter. They're doing probably $250,000 a month on Amazon, and they have like there's SEO baked into Amazon. You know, it's its own Google basically. So like the bullet point was like lighter, whatever, like just one word bullet points. They're saying if you come in with a product competitively priced against this and detail out these, do more than one photo, because Bic just had one photo of the 2-pack. You could do photos, add dimensions to it, make it look really good, build an Amazon brand page for it, and you could rank higher than them. But I think Bic just doesn't care because they have so much distribution at every store.
Yeah,
you
hold
can
on.
think of.
I'm gonna answer this call on the air.
All right.
It's my operations manager. See what he wants.
You do speakerphone? You can't just like not let us know what's going on. Okay.
Hey, what's up, Chad?
Are you near a computer?
Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
Can you pull up shipping easy?
I'm doing something. I'm doing something else right now.
Alright.
Yeah. Can we just go over it? Like email me or something, or we'll go over it on Monday or something.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I wasn't gonna get too into a specific thing,
Yeah.
but
The customers' information's out there now.
but yeah, dude, selling on Amazon is
You guys sell on Amazon?
like not anymore. I've probably sold like $500,000 worth of stuff on Amazon in the past couple of years, but I went through this phase where we have a digital printer, and we can print anything. Like I can take a picture of you right now, email it, print it on a shirt, and like we would just like there was all these T-shirts, and we would just find popular ones, and we'd be like, it was kind of like counterfeiting, and we got like stopped, and we don't do it anymore. But it wasn't like other brands. It would be like a shirt that said like a Gildan shirt that said like coffee in black letters or something, and we would just be like, all right, we also sell this shirt, and then if someone bought it, we would just make the art just like a font and coffee, and then we would sell it, and like it was like a gold mine for like a couple of months, and then like Amazon shut us down. Like, you can't do this. Like we would never like do like other. We would never say something like Adidas or Nike
Right.
or like it was just literally like I forget the word, but it's like public domain type things, like something that like it basically is the exact same item that they're selling. And we had a gold mine for that for a little while. It was like a big part of the business for a little while, but I get why it's not allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. And then the whole reason I started doing that was because I listed this shirt. It was from Animal House, navy blue sweatshirt with college in white print across the front. I had the original listing on Amazon. We sold tons of them. We got them printed. We sent them into the FBA warehouse. This was way before like the monograms and the personalization. And I was selling tons of them. And then other people were listing on ours saying that we sell the exact same thing. And I was like, no, this is our listing. It's not exactly the same. And like Amazon just let them do it. And I was so pissed. All our products were getting ripped off. All our like very standard products. So I was like, all right, they're gonna do it. Like I could do it. And like so I found other products that I could do it on. And like this went on for like a couple months. But
You got in like a battle with your.
like it wasn't even a battle with like a specific person. It was just like we would go find products that we could list that we could easily make the art for that we could print on white T-shirts. I don't know what that is. But I don't know. It was fucking weird. And Amazon is just a whole.
It's tough.
It's a whole like game. And honestly, like recently we got suspended for some dumb shit. Like I think it was that, but it was so long ago, and they still suspended us for it because it was a year later that we got left the suspension. But we had a bunch of monogram stuff on there. But now we have this whole automation where they buy it on our website, the file automatically goes to a server, and we can't set that up with Amazon. So I haven't been selling on Amazon for a year, and it's been amazing. I'm so happy that we don't, to be honest. It's just a hassle the way that
And
I
it
feel
takes
about
so much money too. Like,
Yeah.
our margins are super low on Amazon, so we don't have to run deals. But
Yeah, the margins are so low. And it's nice because like we don't have to run ads or anything, and they just get sales that you aren't asking for. So it's almost like if someone buys it on Amazon, it's almost like you ran a sale on your website and someone bought it. But see, we're in a different situation there because your product already exists, right? That's like the biggest difference between our two businesses because we both sell online and both have products, both sell to customers, but aren't personalized. And you said, what percentage of your business is direct to customer?
About 50%.
50%. That's crazy. Yeah. Like I don't know the 50% wholesale part. Like I know nothing about that. Like that is a whole world that I don't know about.
You're lucky. I
kind of agree. Like I know that enough that I know it's annoying for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just that it's almost like a service industry. You have to service these people. Some people like to order on the phone. Some people don't want you to talk to them at all. Like, don't fucking call me. I'll order on your online portal. Some people want you to hold their hand through the process. Some people want you to go into their shops and check on them. Some people want you to help them with. They all have different needs, and we document that on on the back half of like, did we move the retail display? And last time we were there, can we get an update on this? But at the end of the day, it's a lot of repeat stuff that comes through. So it's a nice channel. The margins.
And it's basically one big sale,
right? It's just always been a battle to find. Like years we have like sales reps that were in California and up and down the East Coast. If you can imagine our brand, there were like surfers just chasing waves, and they'd be like, "Hey, I'm going into real estate piece." And you're like, well, what about the 13 stores that you service? And then there's a lot of turnover. And it's hard to bring someone on that doesn't have it's a hard balance between someone who can sell and ask for a sale and somebody who's really good with people. And we've had people that were really great with people, but maybe hesitant to ask for that sale because they're just not confident on that side of things. And it takes that fine line of being like, hey, let's relate, let's have a good conversation, but we're both trying to make money and not bullshit each other. Like, how can I help you and you can help me? And let's be real with this situation. And people that don't have experience don't know how to open new doors. Don't have, I think it comes down to money. It's like, do you want these free surf lesson, brochures sitting here in this space, or you can put our retail display and it'll make you, $3,500 a month. Yeah. Or just keep free stickers here. Up to you. Like, it comes down to it. Trying to make it make sense.
Dude, I mean, you said I'm lucky, but I've thought about it, and as a business person, ever since I started, I have dreaded the idea of anything that's not on a computer. I hate thinking about offline stuff, like making a display or going to a event or something. I don't know. I've never really done a lot of that.
Well, do you guys have? Is it are you building a brand or more so a product?
No, we're building a brand.
But that's brand awareness if you can get it into.
I mean, so but I mean, the thing about monograms, and maybe it's not a coincidence that this is where I got to. We can't sell our product into stores. We can't because everything is personalized. So if we had to deal with a retail store who wanted to sell monograms, I don't know how it would work.
You'd have to monogram the store. It wouldn't be personal. It would just be like, hey.
But we don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that. I don't want to do that. Right. See, the word monogram is different than the word embroider. The word monogram means it's your initials. Right. And embroider means, hey, we'll do your logo, we'll do this, we'll do your team, we'll do your company. I hate that business model because it's kind of like when I first started in business, I did a screen printing business, and it was for a short period of time. It was very unsuccessful, but it was for teams and companies, my old fraternity groups, and they would give us, I want 100 of these, and we'd make them. And for some reason, I hated that business. I just hated it. It kind of felt like it was service, or it was just or something about it. It just seemed like I couldn't scale to be bigger. But then when I started selling products online to people across, started selling at a Notre Dame football Twitter, and I had this T-shirt, and that was my favorite college football team, and it had 60,000 followers, and I started selling T-shirts online, and people started, and then I made a site. It was called Irish $15 Tees, and everyone started, and I would put the link on the Twitter, and people started buying from across the country, and it was awesome. And
what year was this?
2012. Okay.
Internet was awesome then.
2012, Twitter was awesome. Yeah, like everything's changed since then. But I fell in love with the idea of selling to individual customers. I loved that because it wasn't not one customer made up my whole business. Like each person, it was just it seemed more scalable to me.
Well, yeah, if you think about like so and so's team is only going to order once a season, so that lifetime value.
And they're trying to shop around for price.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And do you see like we've been looking at ways that we could like potentially customize? It's tough. We can do some stuff that we do for some corporate kind of gifting for like if someone's going to Bahamas for their company trip, they'll get some awesome nectars and like a custom microfiber sleeve that goes around it, so it's kind of like tied together as like a memorabilia thing. But it's an upcharge for us, which is great.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a lot of value in like the fact that you can like imagine if you got wear shades, something that you really like, but it was like it had your name on it. Like, dude, these are dope. They customize it for me, and we could sell our shades for $45 and charge probably 10, 15 more for a badass customization to it, where it's like this is individualized for you.
That is sweet.
And so I'm wondering, like, is your price point? Does it justify that? Like, it's not an embroidery price for a Folly Beach fucking shirt.
Right.
It's your initials, and now is there a difference? Like, what do you retail them for typically?
I mean, our average order values are like $34 or $50.
Is that with shipping?
Yeah.
That's average price,
Yeah, but like there's all kinds of. Some people buy 2 things, some people buy 5 things, some people buy 1 thing, some people buy a deal for $9.99 that we're doing. But that's the average order.
What do you think about those people who sell like it's a fucking plain T-shirt and they're like $39 or something? It's like or even
Dude,
more than that.
If you can get away with it, you should absolutely do it.
Right.
Like if you're good enough, like Gucci. They are obviously very successful, and they know that they've done something very well with their marketing,
right?
Where people are buying that from them.
Like I actually like rocking just plain T-shirts. Just I don't know. My style kind of is that. I wear like graphic tees too, and just different things. But I like wearing just a basic tee. But when you go online and look around, there's like $45 for a T-shirt that like I don't know what's the longevity of a T-shirt? Like you can wear it.
Very long.
My pitch to like
is it quality that you're like buying a $45 T-shirt for?
But even like I've gotten like I leverage the shit out of like bartering with Nectar. I'll be like, hey, I'll send you guys some shades and we can trade products, and I get some cool shit from companies because wouldn't believe I got like a one of those like Hyper Ice Theraguns. I went on a surf trip and I was like, hey, I'll get you some badass photos in the Maldives with surfers using it, and I'll send you a bunch of shades if you can trade. And it's like a $500 thing. You send me 2 of them plus a bunch of other shit.
That's cool.
But I can't like justify spending $60 like on a basic T-shirt that it's gonna get a stain on, or it's gonna it's gonna wear off.
That's why I love our price point. I am so attracted to the monogram business because it has value because it's personalized. It can't really be wholesale, which is something that like kind of dread going down that path a little bit. So I'm like, I can't even do that, and like it gives so much value and it's personalized, and it's actually hard for people to compete with. When I was selling like one of my first brands that was United Tees, it was like 4th of July, America patriotic stuff, like Ronald Reagan or like George Washington, and like that was United Tees, and that was when I first started, and that was more like before Shelby got involved, and she got involved and made some girl stuff, but I like that. I like that, and it was going well and stuff, but then some other guy could make a funnier design and put it on Teespring, which if you know what that is, it's you just put the design and the company will ship all the products for you. Yeah. And it's very small margins, but like it's
like Printful.
Exactly like Printful. Exactly like Printful. People could compete with you. Some guy in his dorm room can't compete, or girl in their dorm room can't compete with there's more logistics behind personalizing each item. And it's just harder for an average person to compete with. So we have like a little bit of higher level to start out with to compete with. But really it's just a plain white shirt with a print on it. It's so simple. It's cheap. It's cheap, and we have the whole process worked out. But that's how I built my whole business around it being personalized. Like that's how everything, like the whole automation. If someone shops online, they buy an item, they put their monogram in, they see it on the website, then automatically goes to a server. This took like a year to do. Automatically goes to a server, and then our printer can pull it right up from the server, right to print. They just type the initials in. But it's really just a T-shirt with a print on it. And like it's cheap, but like I just love the fact that it's online. But 50% for you for retail, and for wholesale. Like, do you see that like changing in the future? Do you see that
I mean,
adjusting? I mean, this coronavirus thing actually might have an effect on it. Your thoughts on that, maybe?
yeah, I think even for I was on a Zoom. Our forum group typically meets in person. We met on Zoom, which is my computer would explode after it was all day almost. And just to there's a shop here. I'm not going to say the name, but this lady has a great business, 40 retail locations all around the United States.
Yeah.
And one of the guys was saying that you need to have money set aside for these type of things. It's like, and the other guy was like, no, I disagree. Like, this person has 40 shops, and you're telling me that she needs to have 6 months worth of rent for 40.
These type of things, meaning like pandemics,
right? Like, they'll never really happen that much, and unfortunately, it's affecting people in so different ways. And I think there's going to be a new approach to online, to how people. I think shops are going to be there. They're still going to be there. I think the restaurants are going to be hit the hardest.
Yeah. The restaurants will always be there.
Always.
People need to go out and eat.
We had a conversation about like an open discussion, like what date do you think that people will actually go into a restaurant again and eat dinner?
Hopefully mid-May or something. I don't know.
I mean, I was saying July 4th
Who knows?
is probably the soonest, because there's going to be these. Can they just only book so many, like half capacities, that you just can sit 6 feet apart?
But as far as a business model, though, restaurants aren't going anywhere.
No, I don't think stores are
but
going.
I don't know. I kind of do. I kind of think stores are going somewhere. They've already been hurting before this with Amazon, and like you see malls shutting down like across the world, like across the country.
I think if you where we sell our products, and exactly, I honestly thought like I was like, should we pull out of retail entirely because it was difficult. But we saw it. Like, we're really trying to build a brand. We wanted to have that brand awareness and really pushing for that.
But you can do that online though.
But there's something about there's again just like the owners who want to order by phone or order by mail. Like there's those people in the world that would rather try it on before they buy it, and that's a whole other story. Try it before you buy it. It's a whole inventory nightmare. So, but to the store point, what happened was right when Amazon and everything was picking up online, there was these sports chalets of the world that had to close. There's these things that closed because they couldn't adapt to what was happening, and they failed because of that. Because they were too big, too old school mentality.
Yeah.
Whatever the case was, they couldn't adapt to this new online thing and make the changes. But we saw it level out, and now we're seeing more. We've seen it increasing year over year of our retail, which is great. Like it is strong and consistent.
It's kind of like the wave hit, crush the weak people.
And we were like, should we pull out of this thing? Like, is it worth pursuing? We were like, let's give it one more year and see what happens. And we picked up hundreds of shops, and like it just continued to work.
Do you think sunglasses are something that people are more likely to buy when they're at a store?
100%.
Okay.
Because
that's a factor. That's a factor.
Right, and we look at everything. So like another example, and we get a lot of feedback from events. And this is my example for
events. I never go to events. I think it's so interesting.
Like how we gauge people's responses. Like someone will put them on, more so females, put glasses on, and it will touch their nose bridge barely. They're like, nope. I'm like, you didn't even look in the mirror. Like, how do you know? It just didn't feel right. It's a feeling. You got to feel confident. You got to feel like they look good and feel good. Then you look at other people to get justification.
I honestly feel like we portray that through like our models and the pictures. Like it's crazy. Like we sell a shirt with 20 color options and 10 monogram options, and the model will be wearing pink with a circle monogram, and we'll sell tons of them, and every single one is pink with the same color monogram as the model. Like I feel like that's the same feeling that like they're like, I want to look like that. But my point is that's online.
Right, but I think there's a lot more variations in faces.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
A shirt will most likely fall how it's going to fall. Unless it's like you're making skin tight shit, that's a different thing. But you guys are making shirts that most likely are just worn.
Right, they're standard fit. Yeah.
Like if you're selling some girl a tight dress, she's probably going to be very concerned about how it fits. More so than a t-shirt.
Right,
so this has got to feel like the nose bridge. People have weird noses, they have weird ears, they have weird triangle-shaped faces, heart-shaped faces, skinny faces, fat. I didn't know it was such a complex thing until I got into this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And one of my there's a podcast from the CEO of Smith. He actually worked his way up from like fulfillment all the way to the top over 15 years. And something that I admire what they do is that, and what I've been trying to pull back from, instead of like chasing trends, like trends can be like waves. Like you're going to catch it on the upslope and do really well, but if you catch it on the tail end, it's dead inventory. You have to liquidate it, and it becomes an issue forever. So they were like, we're trying to mitigate the size of those waves of risk by just really focusing on making them fit well and feel well.
And is that kind of like brand loyalty?
It's brand loyalty in a way that like they trust us for making a product that's going to fit solid. We're not trying to
consistently.
we're not adding wings and weird shit and like, when I go overseas, like if you can imagine, the whole world orders from these factories, so you can see like butterfly things and like crazy fucking stuff. And our factory has 14 Italian designers that work there. There's a company, Caroline Lemke, that's huge overseas, very high fashion. And some of the stuff they put out, there's one product that was so thin that it wasn't even FDA certified for blocking enough UV rays because it was so thin. It's just like this tiny strip of like thing. It's like, who the fuck wears this? So we're trying to make stuff that fits people well, that they can wear on an everyday basis for the most part. Like we used to have all these colors, reds, pinks, greens, just kind of like collegey, super fun and loud. And somebody made this analogy to me. Someone like a long time in business guy was like, you need to look around at what other businesses are doing. Think about like from a color perspective, how many yellow cars do you see driving around?
Like
not many. It takes a very unique person to wear a yellow pair of sunglasses.
Right.
It's either going to be for some stupid 80s party or some event that
a one-time event. Right.
And we wanted to create stuff like we see blacks, browns, neutrals, tortoise.
That they wear on a daily basis that matches any outfit.
Right. It's just it's an everyday like go-to pair that they can rely on. That this is going to work. It's going to look good. It's going to feel good. Get me through my day and not have to think about like, should I wear this with this outfit? Like this?
If they're going to be yellow, they might as well be $5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's all going back to the point of like, it's a very personable purchase and it's got to feel like people's noses are different than your.
Did you ever think about the technology that like you upload a picture of your face and like all that stuff?
Man, I've gone through a bunch and they're super expensive. This one company wanted $4,000 a month.
$4,000 a month.
$4,000 a month.
And like they want the customers to take a picture of their face and then have your sunglasses like fit on them digitally somehow.
So it's a big, there is a big tech back part of that piece that like they have to take our products, CAD them in. They had like 40 different types of lighting that like if someone was like at night in their bed selfie, it would like have night lighting, or it would have like fluorescent, or it would have sunlight, overcast, all these different things to make it look really real. And it did look real. But
they just want to know if it fits them, though, right?
Right, and I think I don't know. This has been a topic for a long time, whether we want to justify that. But at the end of the day, I think our price is still. It doesn't make sense from a consumer behavioral standpoint where they're buying these because they think not yet. But if we were selling $400 per solves, I would invest in that thing, because if you're making that big of a commitment, this isn't a commitment. This is like these are going to get you. You're going to love them until you lose them or break them. You're going to come back and hopefully buy more, and you're going to try new stuff.
But also, you got to make a display and travel and deal with the reps.
No, we don't. We actually do vendor managing internally. We don't have any reps anymore.
Okay.
So we only
do vendor. Okay, so you have your own reps.
We don't. No, we have like our internal sales guy who manages everybody. Like he'll go into stores if they need him to, if that's the case. But we try to mitigate. We're trying to like say, look, we're going to replicate our best shops, and we're going to exhaust all of these. We used to be all over the place, like in terms of like Denver and California and Montana, and we're like, let's focus on Southeast. This is where we're from. Let's bring it all home and take care of who's in our backyard first, and really build that back out, because we need to exhaust. Like, how come this shop is doing? They're ordering 2,000 every month, but you're only ordering 800. And then we can start to identify, like, is it a location of the display, and like really analyze it versus like, the fuck is going on in California? We don't really know the answer to that sometimes.
I think that's smart.
Can't get feet on the ground as easily, so we're like Florida to like New Hampshire right now, more so from Virginia down. And we're just expanding that out and growing and really saying like, I want to be like proud that we're from the Southeast. Like almost in a way, we're like, we draw our line in the sand internally. Like we don't fucking care about California.
Southeast. I never called that, but that's like the same market as ours.
Right.
Southeast. I just never called that. It's funny. I called the South.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten photos. We're trying to bring some more stuff back here, because Charleston, like people that have never been here have this perception, like, oh, I've heard it's great. Like it is great. That's why we love it. It's got the Southeast has marshlands that nowhere else has.
Yeah.
Like it's not a California sunset, but there's beauty here, and we should be proud of like.
Yeah, Charleston's so amazing.
We can do all sorts of water sports and boating and fishing and all these different things, and like, I want to be like. This is who we are, and I'm from the East Coast. I'm not trying to pretend like we're somebody we're not. Like, this is who we are. We grew up grittier. We have a different mentality. Like, I saw a comedian who talked about how his friends from New York and Boston were super intense and just like, hey, fucking wise guy, and just like there's this grind that I think you could appreciate from a business owner standpoint.
Yeah.
And then you go back to like California, and they're like, man, it's gonna be okay.
So chill,
Like it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a different vibe, and which is cool.
Yeah.
It's not who I am. It's not who our brand is now. It's like we want to really be proud of it. This is we get after it. We work hard. We play hard.
Yeah. Shoot, that's amazing. But yeah, you're talking about branding and like, hey, how you had to reset your brand and like it's hard to, like that's what kind of one of the things I like about my company. It's like it's not really it's a brand and it definitely is, but the core of it is that people like monogram stuff and they like our product more than they like our brand. Our brand's like an added value. Like, what do you feel like is more important, your product or your brand to your customers?
That's a tough one. I think
Yeah.
the brand goes into the psychological standpoint that they can relate with it, and then the product has got to have its own legs to be good.
Right.
So they both carry weight. I think that's open for discussion. I think
Yeah.
they're both equally
Like,
valuable.
I know that our product is more valuable, and not even like how good it, not even like the quality, just like what it is.
Yeah.
Like they just like monograms. Like
We were just chatting a minute ago about just having like local support and
yeah,
there was this. I don't know. Are you on Shopify? Is that what you're
yes,
doing?
I love
So
Shopify.
do you remember when they were doing Shopify Build a Business contest?
yes,
So Damon John spoke on
Yes.
one of these things, and I like to share it with people that like this one clip. It's from like a long time ago, and it was about how to start your own company or whatever. He tells his story about Fubu, and he said that first proof of concept, make some shirts before you mass produce it. Make sure they sell, so you have a value gauge of like, can I sell them for $20? Can they sell for $60? You don't know until you get your friends, and if they come back and say, "Yo, these are dope," like I'll buy more of these. Then you have something validate. You validated that, and you can determine a price point in the next steps. But he talked about how his goal was to get everybody in his town to be raising his flag for him. So you need that local support. Like the more local support of a brand, that helps it grow. Like it just snowballs out, and I think that
like me and Brandon always talk about like local stuff. Like I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that from a business standpoint. Like,
but think about it.
like I don't have anything like local. Like I don't even have any like friends here. Like
think about like it's just like trends, if you will. Like so, for going back to sororities and things, like if we pick the wrong sorority to send our product, a box of products to,
yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
No, but like if we send them to the one sorority because
The
they're
fat girls or something.
no, they're just not popular. They're not the ones that are setting trends, but the other ones are setting trends, and we didn't know that because we didn't do our due diligence, nor do we have feet
It's
on the
so
ground.
hard to do the due diligence on what sorority is the most popular that semester,
Right,
that
but
year.
if you think about like,
It takes just constant work to know that, to be on top of
It's
what
it's
sorority is
impossible.
most impossible, like what sorority is most popular at that year, at that time, at that campus. To scale that is like nearly impossible.
It's impossible to hit. But I think what I'm trying to say is more so like you can, if you built a good community here, they're gonna continue to support you no matter what you make. Then you're gonna have people sporadically around the U.S., which might be more volume and sales, but you might have 2 people in Cincinnati that have your product that don't know each other, have no idea they have the same product, that they just bought from you. They have no connection to each other, so like there's no real equity there in brand. But if you had target Cincinnati only and do sororities and all sorts of shit, and you build this up, you're going to see growth come from that city. And now they're going to be like, oh shit, did you get that? And then they have that connection. And I think that's where this like a snowballing will come more so from a brand perspective, not a product perspective.
Like if 2 girls in Cincinnati were both, I'm just bringing it back to my
Right.
situation. Like if both were wearing a monogram shirt, like I'm not even sure if they'd ask like where'd you get that from, like because we have some unique products, but we also have some products that aren't unique, that are just a monogram on your left chest, like that you can get from any site. Like
right.
We don't even have like our name and like the tag or anything like that. Like
I think it's going to be challenging them to build the brand side. if
yeah,
there's
but it's like
nothing to
the brand
identify
is
it.
just like it's more about the product. Like it's like we have 130K on Instagram, 330 on Facebook, like a huge email list. Like it's just girls. It's like every girl likes monograms, knows about us. And yeah, like is that more sustainable or less sustainable? Like it pretty much depends on the popularity of monograms,
I think
which we now can have an effect on in a way.
I think you have a lot more flexibility in terms of what you can do testing wise. One, have inventory. 2,
No inventory is amazing. It's
Jealous.
amazing. It is. You understand? Like we just had this great idea. Youth shirts, and they are black and white, and you can color them in, and they're for quarantined moms that want to buy a monogram shirt for their kid, and then the kid can color it because they're stuck at home quarantined. And I thought this was going to be amazing. For a $10 upcharge, we can get the markers from us. I didn't know we were going to sell 5,000 of these or 20 of these. We sold like 70. But like, I would never have known like how to predict how many we should get of those.
Yeah.
And like, we could just list them, and however many that sell, that's how many we sell. So I love no inventory makes me like fucking horny. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like you can imagine how amazing that is, right? Because like,
I can.
because I used to have inventory and not popular, you're stuck with it. And then you're like, your customers who want to buy your new stuff, you're forcing them to buy your old shit that they don't like because they would have bought it in the first place. So it's like, I hate inventory.
There's a lot of like variables in inventory in regards to like, there's things that people buy from us. Like we have our best sellers are always our best sellers. They're the go-to and consistently order. There's stuff that we test on small scales so we don't overextend ourselves. And there's some that hit and some that miss. And then if they miss, we're not taking this huge cash flow risk to like try
What
some
do you
new
do with
thing.
the inventory? Sell it at a discount?
We'll discount it and sell it, but we don't liquidate it. We're not like dumping it anywhere. We'll hold on to it as long as we can, and just keep it on the sale page or have a discount for it, or we kind of like put it into like a mystery repair type of deal.
Okay.
We do those.
That's good.
Just to get in the world. But I think that when people can rely on something being there and being consistent, both have pros and cons.
Yeah.
I think inventory has a lot more cons, and
I think
how
so,
you
too.
look at it.
Yeah.
But also, we have opportunities to sell 2,000 units to one customer because we have the stock.
That's the wholesale part.
That is guaranteed cash. It's coming in, and that's cash flow is king, especially with what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And when you work with manufacturers and you order these things, getting terms has been great for us because when you first start out with a factory, you don't have a relationship. They don't know you, vice versa. Then they're going to say 50% up front, 50% to release the shipment when it's ready. Your cash flow is here. Now you're supposed to market and sell these things. And as you're selling them, you're like, oh shit, now we're halfway gone. We need to make another order. So now you got to put down 50 more %. Now your cash flow is way back down while you're still trying to sell the stock you bought 6 months ago.
It's not that fun.
And through the years, we've developed great relationships now where we pay X factory net 60, meaning once it leaves the factory, we pay 60 days later. So we can fly some over. I've saved a lot of money to our bottom line by early stage of growth. We were flying everything over, and we pay by dimensional weight, not actual weight. These weigh 6 ounces. So if we paid by 6 ounces, it'd be super cheap. But in the packaging, they take up space, so that is dimensional weight, and it costs more. So we boat over a majority of the stuff. We use that as a warehouse while it's floating, and
That's
we
crazy.
air freight over what our forecast is saying. We need
Dang.
125 of these. We need 250 of these. We need 50 of these. So they air freight them over in 6-7 days. The rest comes over in a boat. By the time they arrive, it's usually in rhythm when we're running low or out. Then we re-put them back on the site, and that's kind of
That's cool.
helps. Our freight in was like, I dropped it from like 18% down to about 9%.
Dang.
Which is a big jump for us. We're
That's
saving a lot
big.
of money,
Yeah.
and all that's savings too. So it's been
Yeah.
interesting to look at business from that perspective. We didn't even look at those numbers that aggressively. Like, why is this so high? Well, we're paying fucking 6 times the amount. Like, we can boat over 20,000 units for $5,000. We can fly over 20,000 units for $16,000, maybe more depending on
that whole overseas manufacturing stuff it's a world that I don't know about, and I think it's so interesting. Like, didn't you say you were doing something with face masks recently?
Yeah. So with this whole quarantine stuff that's
Yeah.
happening,
This crazy once in a lifetime situation that we're currently in.
yeah, and honestly, my goal was like, it came up in another group of entrepreneurs online that said like, can anyone help supply masks, because that's not their specialty, and they had a buyer, and so
They had a buyer. Like, who would be a buyer?
it's just like hospital chains,
Okay.
because you can see it's a mess. Like, the president isn't doing much for state level things. They're almost on their own, right? And my theory right now is, because it's still in the news every day, they're still needing them. There's still this shortage. Like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
They had stockpiles that they would just call to a state and say, hey, we need 10,000 masks, and that was the normal process. But this pandemic hit, and everyone's flailing.
Yeah.
And I've been doing sourcing, and I was thinking, like, man, let me use my skill set and my relationships
Yeah, that's a huge skill set
to
there.
be able to like connect people that need them with my supply chain, and just
Yeah.
like get out of the way and let them do it.
You make
And,
like maybe a little bit.
yeah, the factory is going to give me a couple cents in the back
Yeah.
half, as long as I can bring them buyers.
Right.
And we have a couple deals that are up and really close right now, and it's been it's been exciting for me because our retail's dropped off with the stores closing. Online is actually doing really well, which is awesome.
Yeah. Our sales have been doing great. People are home shopping online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we have, our overhead is high, so we've made adjustments and we're trying to work through like what can we do to offset that. And for
Yeah.
me personally, it's like I want to make a difference. I have good friends' wives that are nurses, and a lot of them are
Dude,
struggling.
that is honorable. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a big civilian play. I think I'm going to get and donate some masks here locally when it hits here, but also potentially try to sell some online to people that just want to go to the grocery store. Like, I don't know
Right.
where you can buy them right now.
And like, dude, I mean, if you're gonna charge some rich guy $10, I mean, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, if you feel safer, I think going to a concert is going to be weird. Not even until the end. I think
Dude,
it's the end of the year.
here's one thing I think about face masks. Like, I've heard how important they are and how much they help in something like this. I just feel fucking weird wearing one, man.
Everybody does.
Like,
So,
I don't know if I'll ever wear one.
so I read this thing.
I'd rather not go to the concert.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's the difference. But like,
I mean, I'm getting really good. Like
it's fucking weird.
for me, like I don't have, it's hard for me to disconnect from business. The only thing that I can do at home that does it for me is like cooking. I really enjoy like, my wife's a prepper, I cook, and I really enjoy I always play music when I go home. Like, there's always music on, and I just cook and get into my own zone.
Yeah.
I've gotten really good at cooking, and I think that people might get more comfortable in this. Like I'm saving a bunch of money, not going to bars and
Like, dude,
restaurants.
this is gonna shift the world in some way.
It is. And it's hard to say how dramatic that shift is going to be.
There's
but-
also a chance it doesn't. We'll go back to complete normal.
Right.
because People just are comfortable. Like, yeah, it might
But-
not make a difference at all.
But I think I saw a poll on the news that said if the government recommended you to wear a mask in public, because they can't do it like China can say. Right now, China's.
It would make a difference to me. If Trump got on there and said, "Yo, every single person needs to wear a face mask," and he wore one,
Right.
that would make me
The
more.
president of
about it.
China was wearing a mask a couple days ago.
The persuasion of that, like,
Yeah.
that would affect me. I admit.
And it's something that like you can, whether you're stopping you from spreading to other people, but also like just knowing you're not inhaling something from somebody else.
I think the main point is stopping you.
Right.
But it's just obviously a good thing. It seems
So
obvious.
it's just going to be such a weird time that we're living through this whole
Yeah.
thing. But I got forwarded something the other day that it made sense to me. And this is what I think this makes sense. I want your take on it.
Yeah.
This guy is a scientist, of
Okay.
course, and he said this is a typical respiratory virus. And he was like, kids should still be going to school, and they should be spreading it. He was like, they're
build up
built.
your immune
They're
system.
built to take on viruses at that age and get through them. He was like, they're gonna be exposed to tons of more viruses by the
Wow.
time they're in high school, and that's just what happens at a young age. And he said that if we did nothing, yes, there would have been a spike in hospitals, but they're set up for emergency. They have all these tents. It might have been a 4-week spike where there's going to be people that do pass away, and we need to protect the elderly 1st and foremost. But let them use their emergency equipment, and obviously the mask was a big kind of thing too. But they're set up to run these things. It would have been 4 weeks of crazy tents and expansion and all these things, but it would have hit herd immunity, meaning 80% of the population would have gotten it, built up immunity to it, and we've been past this
Didn't like
thing.
England try that?
I don't know.
I heard that they might have tried it, but now the only thing I know about England now is that their like president has it, or
Right.
So that's just bad optics. But yo, like I was talking about the mental strength thing, the power of the mind. Like I'm all about. I've in 17 years I've actually only been sick one time. Like I think I have a strong immune system. I think it relates to the mind a little bit, but on a scientific level, I agree with building up the immunity. Like or like I agree with letting kids play in the dirt.
Me too.
And
I
I think it's good for their immune system.
Like I feel like kids that get sick. Like I was outside as a child
Yeah.
all the time.
And it's scientific. It builds up your immunity.
Yeah.
Like so, I've always believed in that, and I've actually never thought about the coronavirus like that. Because I mean, it's just such a weird disease, and I don't know.
His point was like, yeah, it's scary because it's affecting your breathing. Like if this was a normal flu, it doesn't do that. Like it's not as scary. Yeah, it does take people's lives, but typically they're very sick or have other factors to that. But he was saying the fact that we're containing it and staying in is just only going to prolong how long it takes to reach herd immunity. It's going to take 4 months instead of 4 weeks. And if we just got rid of that,
Actually, never heard that.
and then he said that China, one, they didn't know what the fuck they were dealing with right off the rip. So it was spreading massively. Once they did the shutdown, it was already on its downslope. It already peaked. And they look like heroes. Like, that's what you need to do to suit. So now everyone followed suit, and we're all still in this thing now a month and a half later. And it's going to go another month and a half because we're all festering these things in our homes. He was saying that you need to go outside. That's
Like
where
old people are still
viruses-
going to die, though.
that's what happens when you're old. Not that it's okay.
I mean, right? Like,
but honestly,
it's
like
like a brash thing to say, but like,
I'm talking to selling masks to this company that they help people move into senior living, assisted living facilities, and they're like, we want to be a leader. And they have a bunch of like 20 states they work with. They want to be a leader in safety, and they're like, we want to be able to move people in securely because a senior living place can either be a hotspot for this or it can be a very secure place based on the protocols. Like they need hand sanitizer, gloves, masks, gowns, face shields. Like we're gonna move you in, Ruth, and get you in there safe as shit.
Ruth is a perfect old lady.
And not potentially bring down the entire place, which is probably very nerve wracking. You know, to think that you could sneeze once and kill 50 people by accident if you have it. So I think that we need to really isolate them and protect them and say, hey, we're gonna
isolate them.
Yeah,
I like that.
We're gonna isolate you guys for a month. No one's coming in and out besides people that are wearing the right material.
But the third graders.
Third graders should be spreading this thing.
Yeah.
Because
that actually makes my little scientific knowledge that seems to make a lot of sense to me. I've never actually heard it put like that.
Like I think that I have already had it for some
I think I kind of have to.
You know, I actually felt like my throat.
My fiance lost her taste for like 6-7 days.
I feel like I couldn't smell for a couple days.
Really? She lost her taste for like 6-7 days. We made out at least once or twice, and I mean I haven't lost my taste, but you don't just lose your taste. It seems very specific to this thing,
right?
And I mean we're all good, so it's like I think I like
my wife. I mean, she has.
But then you spread it to an old person, they die, I guess, and that's like the thing we're trying to prevent.
Yeah, I just like it's those things you like. It's not if, it's when. It's like can I just volunteer like fucking Hunger Games? Let me get it and get through it so I can move on with my fucking life because I can't deal with this uncertainty all the time. But it's just it's so new and scary and people are scared. So that's what drives all this fear.
It's shutting down the economy. Like there's mental health as a part of it. Like
I think that's gonna be a big play.
Being stuck at home and shit and not knowing about your job and just being slammed inside. Like I never stop thinking about every day how lucky I specifically am. That the fact the post office is running, UPS is running, our 14 employees are spread out, and I just feel like the luckiest man in the world. But I get that people across the world are crushed. Even 50% of your business, that's retail, is hurting. Like,
right.
I get it. I get it so much. Like, my brother is stuck inside. His business is loans to small businesses. They're not buying. He technically has a job. But I've heard, like, a lot of people technically have jobs but are basically unemployed. Like, it just sucks.
Even the unemployment right now is more money than some people get paid on a salary, which is, this whole payroll protection thing is supposed to, like, help you not let go of people so they don't file for unemployment. But a guy in our group, he's got a team of people that really does events. They have video people that go out to events and news stuff. He's like, why can't I justify when I spend it? When you get that money, you have 8 weeks. You have to spend at least 75%.
You have to keep your employees too, right?
Well, he's already furloughed everybody. He's like, you're telling me that you're going to give me this money. I have to bring them back on to do fucking nothing. And then when it's that 8 weeks is over, we're in the same spot we were when we started the
business-wise.
It's not going to turn. His business is not going to turn back on right away. So like, why can't I just get it, continue to lose money until we're ready to, then hit the road again? Because they're getting paid almost more than they make now. So why would they want to come back?
Considering the fact they're not doing anything.
Yeah. So it's just such an interesting time that.
Have you been able to get any of that money yet? Like, I mean, I'm not getting it, but like.
No, we got kind of screwed over by Wells Fargo.
I have Wells Fargo too. They have that thing on the top of the page.
Yeah. It
was there like 5 days ago. It is there again like today.
No, I reapplied, but
I reapplied like 4 times today because it kept being there.
Well, I went through my accounting team and they linked me up with I was calling a bunch of banks, but I got linked up with.
I called it like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Pinnacle, which is right on Folly Road over here. And the guy was great, man. Like we talked for like a couple hours.
Do you have a business account with him?
I don't, but he's allowing me to open it. And he
every bank I talked to, they said, "You have a business account with us?" I said, "No." They're like, we're only helping our own."
I'm happy to link you. He was like, "Look, man, anyone who is a friend of Brad's, who's the owner of Account Fully, was like,
okay,
we'll work with you."
There's an advantage of having a relationship right there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I don't have anything like that.
He scooted me in like immediately. I just had to give him the documentation and stuff to open the account, but he helped me walk through the spreadsheet because there's a lot of gray area now. It's like, do we need 56,000? Do we need 60,000? He's like, who the fuck cares? Let's just do 60. I'll pay 1% interest on it if I do have to repay it, but just give me more money because I can. And he's
Yeah.
been really great. They submitted the application this morning, and like I still don't have a bank account yet, but when I do, it's going to help me have funds in here that I can just shift my payroll to pull out of there. So when the government asks for your documentation, I'm going to say, okay, well, this bank account has everything clearly defined here and how it was used versus cross-pollinating into my Wells Fargo account.
Right.
But I'm going to move from Wells Fargo because fuck them. Like, this is unbelievable that I've been with them for 9 years basically,
Yeah.
and they can't even do anything for me.
Yeah.
Besides tell me to
They
wait.
sent me an email. You probably got the same one. It was just like,
You're in queue.
yeah, you're in the queue. You're in the queue.
At least show me like how far along
Right,
in
right.
it, because I can't just wait. I have to make decisions on
Yeah,
our business.
yeah. Like I'm lucky enough where like I'm actually paying one employee that has 2 kids, 5 and 10. That she was working from 5 to 10. The kids are 5 and 10, but she was working from 5 to 10 in the morning. Kids couldn't sleep. I'm paying one employee, but it's only one employee now. The rest of mine are still working.
Yeah.
So like the fact that I'm lowering the queue, I'm not mad about it. I'd rather have like you get it.
Right.
Like people who actually needs to cover their employee stuff. So I'm not complaining, but you're pissed at Wells Fargo.
I'm just pissed that
You're just
the hierarchy and
yeah.
the confusion. I feel bad
It's
for
so
the
good.
bankers. there,
Yeah,
because
yeah. Like
they
it's just
don't-
like here's a bunch of $1 trillion. Everyone in the country go. It's like a big mess.
They have no system for it. So the
Yeah.
SOPs getting passed from SBA down to the banking level, they don't know how to really process this thing, nor do they have a team to really go through it. It should have been more, do you qualify on these questions, not
Yeah.
Wells Fargo asking for my name and phone number and email. Okay, what the
That's
fuck
it.
did that do?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you ask how many employees I have?
Yeah,
first.
or ask you to upload the form.
Right.
Like they didn't ask
It
for
would have
that.
filtered out 90% of people immediately
Yeah.
that qualify don't qualify.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, it's like I'm doing what I have to for the business, and that money is 100% going to help me not have to. And you know how it is, like employees, you have this sort of livelihood. Like early in the days of
Yeah.
my company, my brother wanted to work, really into helping me out. And I was like, dude, I can't. Like, I don't want to I don't want the pressure
Dude,
of
family is tough.
I don't want pressure to keep, of your livelihood to be on my shoulders.
Right.
And that is what it is. I can't explain it any better than that, and it never happened because of it. So
Yeah.
it's also a pressure that I go to bed and think about at night, that these employees that I have, I care about a lot,
Yeah,
and
I think about it.
I'm sad for them, and I don't want to have this
Right.
conversation. But I know they're going to understand no matter what. Like, they know that we want a business to come back to. If we don't have that, then we're all fucked. So
Absolutely.
just trying to make the best decisions I can. But
Absolutely.
this Wells Fargo delay has been stressful because when do I make that decision? When
When do you think that money will hit the account? Like I feel like it won't be for like 2 months. I don't know.
This guy at Pinnacle said once they get approved, the same day coming in. So like,
maybe like next week.
yeah, I would say next week.
Okay.
It-
That's good.
I mean, next week would be like ultimate win.
Yeah.
I'm saying 2 weeks would be my bet, but if it comes next
With
week,
Pinnacle. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on with Wells. People need them more than me. But like your employees, right? Like, how many employees do you guys have? Like
we have 7.
7.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, that's like a tight knit group.
yeah.
Like, how do you hire employees? Like, do you just put it out on like Craigslist or something, or like do you like have friends of friends? And like, what do your employees do?
So we use Indeed or those things we've done.
Dude, I should use
Referrals.
Craigslist.
But
But see, my jobs are different than your jobs.
right.
My jobs are like labor, like printing, shipping, packaging. Like you have some of that, I feel like, but
We
I
have
feel like you have like more of a family vibe than my company.
it's definitely like, man,
And you have like the bands come play at your company.
Yeah.
You have like cool like walls. Like you have a cool like environment. Like mine's not really like that as much.
I think that can help justify some of the pay too. Like, we're not this huge company that can just give you the most money. You have to earn it. But we want to make sure that's like, it's a good place to work, a good environment that like, it is a family. And
Yeah.
you spend more time with your employees, maybe you, not so much here.
I mean, I do. Like, I love my employees, and we have that. On purpose, I have like a love culture with them. Like I see them all the time, but like once, on a bare minimum, once every 3 months we meet and we talk about their family, their life, what's important to them. But yeah, it's on a day-to-day basis. They are coming to their station. They're packaging packages, shipping packages. It's their labor jobs.
Yeah, it's something that it's hard to motivate sometimes, and that kind of
I think I'm really good at it, but it's absolutely hard too.
It's making a difference. You're like making someone happy that gets these
Yeah.
things. They're like super stoked to get these, and at the end of the day, we have very like specialized. Like, marketing is so hard to hire for, and
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if we talked about it recently, this guy told me that like he's got a huge marketing agency, and he said out of 110 marketers, he's got 10 A players. It's just because there's no college degree for PPC marketing.
You have marketers on your team out of those 7 people?
No, I'm just saying like
I get it.
we hired someone internally to try to bring it in house. We've done this twice. A long time ago, didn't work out.
Marketing is so hard
And then
to
we
hire
did
for.
it again, and the guy was incredibly sharp. But again, it's very hard to go from an agency to like one brand and knowing all the nuances, and you're relying on yourself, that person, to come up with their own strategies when marketing agencies that have 6 to 10 people to hundreds have that community to say like what's working for all these companies and why, and have those conversations of the algorithmic changes and relevancy things. Like this guy was just like in his own world, which makes it really difficult. Like it was either going to work or it wasn't going to work. And we pivoted to another agency that's small. They have 7 clients. They're all very specialized, and they just like immediately we've seen a big uptick. And it's been honestly the highlight of my past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's just been like, God, this is working.
It's just like, do you have Shopify?
Yeah.
So you check the app?
Yep.
And you just like see the sales going up.
Yeah, it's
That's
nice.
like, yeah, I'm addicted to the Shopify app. I'll admit it.
Yeah, I always turn it. Only time I turn the noise on.
Oh, I haven't had the noise on in years.
Yeah,
I have way too many
I do it
sounds.
once a year, but I do it on Black Friday.
That's,
Cyber
dude,
Monday.
I would go crazy, dude.
But it just like makes me like happy. And, have you seen Middlemen, the movie?
Middleman. I don't think so.
Have you seen it?
Right?
So it's on one of my favorite. Not recommended to watch with your wife or girlfriend
Okay.
or whatever. But it's about how these guys. True story. It's on Amazon Prime, I think, right now that you can get it. It's got Owen Wilson in it.
Okay, I love Owen
Old
Wilson.
school throwback, like
Love
from the
Owen
movie.
Wilson, yeah.
So, anyways, it's a true story. These guys were the ones who got coded how to accept a credit card online. Like literally, just he came up with all the X's in the last 4 digits, so somebody would pay money online securely. And basically, it started in the porn industry. So these guys were fuck ups. Like one was a NASA engineer, one was like a veterinarian.
So they're smart.
Yeah,
but
so
kind of
the-
like scummy.
So the guy in the movie, the veterinarian guy, got caught and fired for taking all the ketamine and drugs, and then the NASA guy was doing blow in the skydiving little thing.
Was that Owen Wilson?
No, Owen Wilson comes in as like the middle guy to
Okay.
help bring these guys together. So they basically would just argue and bitch, and one dude was always at home smoking cigs and looking at porn.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, we should just put this on. I wish there was more we could get online or something. He's like, nobody would pay money for that. Who's going to fucking pay you for that? And they like argue. And then eventually the guy's like, hold on, don't talk to me for 4 hours. And he codes out the transactional merchant process. And then they decide to put up, images, scan them in, put them on the online. And they make up like a cowbell for big tits, some other noise for this, whatever. And then 2 days later, the guy's just drinking coffee, staring at it. It's like, the cowbell goes off, and he's like, "Holy shit, we got our first sale, $9.99." And then these things just go bing, bing, like start coming in like the fucking Shopify thing does, and it becomes this multi-million-dollar thing, and it's an amazing movie, and it inspires me similar to how like the Facebook movie is like, man, this is like real, like these guys did it, and it's kind of I don't think it got the credibility because it was about porn, but the porn industry,
dude, the porn industry's huge.
You know the guy,
every thing that's ever started online. Porn's like the first thing.
The guy that owns porn.com lives on Sullivan's Island.
Really?
Yeah.
Porn.com? I don't know. That's right.
Well, just like the domain.
Okay.
The domain.
Okay, the
so
domain.
there's like weight to that, right?
Okay.
He does he's super rich, and I'm sure he makes a ton of
This
money.
is on Sullivan's Island.
Lives there, yeah.
Dang.
So one of our guys, we're all like connected to him. I've never really met the guy, but I have an idea. I'll share with you guys off camera. It's another thing that's pretty interesting. Morally, I can't do it, but it'd make a lot of money in that space. It's really interesting.
It's the craziest space, man. It's like no one talks about it.
Yeah,
but everyone knows about it. Like,
so the Middlemen movie is all about, instead of calling, like, they basically made your credit card statement, if you bought it, it would say like a book club or something instead of what it was.
Genius.
So like wives couldn't read. Back then people would get mail, and they'd be like, they would see their whole account.
Even now, they love
But your wife probably doesn't look, or your fiance doesn't look at your bank statements. Like, why'd you go to the gas station 7 times in a row? Like, they're not looking at it like that. But back then,
unless you have like a relationship issue.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think everything's about like, my wife and I have like a great relationship. Like,
Yeah,
there's never been jealousy.
She can see a porn thing, and she might be like, "Oh, hey, come on.
Right.
Like, whatever.
It is what it is. It's not something like you're not
Like, is our relationship bad? No, we're all good.
I like hate seeing couples that are like, was that a text message? Who's it? Like,
Dude,
whoa,
yeah.
this isn't healthy. You guys should just break up right now because this shouldn't be worth
Dude. Yeah, you see a lot of people
stress.
like that.
It's not worth it.
Like, I feel like my relationship is, like, just so amazing. You know? Like, everyone always asks us, like, how do you work together? Like, how do you work together? And, like, first of all day, we're not necessarily, like, right in each other's faces.
Yeah.
We drive together. So.
But do you guys, like, when you get home, can you shut it off a little bit?
Like,
Or is it
not
hard?
really, no. But,
I mean,
like,
I don't ever shut off, so I can't imagine you guys.
but, like, it's just all good. I don't know. It's just, like, I just have, like, a happy, positive vibe all the time. And, like, I try to combine it with my intensity. But it's just, as long as you're always positive and happy, like, we have, like, the happiest life. Like, we decided this. We moved to Charleston away from all the people that we know and love. And they come visit and stuff, and we still have so many friends and family, but our life is great. And I feel like there's the divorce rate is like 50% or whatever. Like, it's so high.
Yeah.
And we're young, so, like, maybe talk to us when we're, like, 55. And I mean, I don't think that would be the case, but, like, why is that? Why is the divorce rate so high? Like, why? You think, like, people, like, think they need to get married and then, like, just, like, do it because, like, I have to, because, like, society says so, and then, like,
people that are in love makes you do stupid shit. Like, makes you think I need to buy a ring. Makes you think you need to do, like, and you
that's,
just,
like, dumb. Like,
stupid.
like, I got my girlfriend a really nice ring, and she never pressured me. And she's like, I guess the secret is not pressure you. And I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have been, like, asking me every day, like, get the ring, like, I would have been like,
Oh, I mean, my wife has friends that literally she's dating this guy she's like, you better propose. She gave him an ultimatum. You need to propose by this date.
like, I'd be like, fuck you.
Right. And it was like, and for me, I'm the youngest of four in my family.
Okay.
And obviously the last one to get married. And they were all like, when are you going to do it? And it almost like made me like recluse a little bit. Like, I'll do my own time. Like, we have a great life. We're happy as shit.
Dude,
Like, just let me do my own thing. Don't pressure me.
Out of all our friends, we got married the latest. And our hashtag for our wedding is at last the Lowerys. And now it's more prevalent than ever because it just got pushed back 5 more months. We actually were the last to get engaged out of all our friends. And then we went through a huge business collapse about 2 years ago. And we pushed it back another year. Now we have to push it back 5 more months.
Oh, my God.
And, like, everyone says, like, I'm so sorry or whatever. Like, it's fine.
I think it's a cool time that you can call her your fiance. Like,
Yeah, dude.
flip side.
Honestly, I swear to God, when you said that earlier, like, I was thinking, like, I feel like saying this is my wife, Shelby. It's like
it's not as cool.
it's a little less cool. It's a
Definitely
little
not cool.
less cool.
It
Yeah.
makes it seem like you've been married for like 10
Exactly.
years.
It's like, oh, my wife. Yeah, I feel like fiance is cool.
Fiance is dope.
Yeah,
I almost
yeah.
want to just call
I
her
100%.
that.
I said to her before. I said, I'm so looking forward to get married, but we're basically married now. And then we always say this. The only thing that matters now is this party, and like the legal point where like if I'm dying, she can make the decision for me or whatever. So that is like there's a legal element to marriage. But
How'd you propose?
I did it on the 4th of July in downtown. And the funniest part about that is I was so sweaty. I sweat a lot.
Like 95 degrees out.
I didn't think it through. And actually the night before, July 3rd, I was going to propose to her at this restaurant. And I had our top employee, Rachel, she does our photography, she does like everything. She was going to take the picture. And we have this like dock at our community. And we were going to go to the dock, but the dock, they were filming a video there. They were like filming like a commercial for like the community or something. So there was like people all over. So she was like texting me like, we can't do it at the dock or whatever. So I had to postpone it tonight. And I was kind of pissed. Like, so I was like kind of moody at the dinner because like, I just wanted to do it. So I was like, fine, I was going to do it on the 4th of July. And I was like, let's go downtown. And I didn't think about the heat. So the pictures of us, like, we're both smiling. And I'm like I look like a tomato.
Oh,
and I'm
God.
so sweaty. But that was July 4th, 2017.
Wow, that's when I proposed in August, actually.
Okay.
I did it in Asheville. Mine's kind of funny.
Asheville's a little not as hot.
It wasn't as hot. It was
Yeah.
still like warm. But mine's funny because we have a German Shepherd.
Okay.
And you're supposed, before you get them spayed or neutered, you're supposed to let them grow. They're big breeds, so you want them to grow fully right before. You're supposed to time it out. And we had timed it to where we had the date set to get her spayed. She's pretty much full grown. And she kept getting these growing pains where like the bone would cut off blood flow. So it's like, because she was growing so fast. And the kid, I was like, growing pains, the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
It's actually what it is. It's like your bones grow so fast they cut off.
Literally pain from growing.
It's just painful. So the day she was supposed to go in for her spay, they
Yeah.
said, hey, we need to like take care of this first. So they put a cast on her, like a splint. And we're like, fuck, we'll just do it when we get back to Nashville. And I'd already committed, like in my head, this is where I'm doing it. We bought an awesome Airbnb, like little 1-bedroom, really nice place. Like, anyways, we go up there, and I'm sorry, the day we left was the day she got her cast removed. So she was ready to go hike the mountains with us and whatever. So we take her up there. We have the date set for that following Tuesday for her to get spayed. Get up there first night. I was thinking it's a Thursday. I'm thinking maybe I'll do it Saturday, Sunday. And I'm already like freaking out. Like, I just got to do it tonight. Fuck, I got to do it. And it's at the condo or rental.
Thursday night?
Thursday night.
Yeah.
So we get there at like 4. We go out, walk around town, go to dinner. And after dinner, we had a bottle of wine we got from Charleston, near where we're from. And I was like, let's go drink that bottle of wine. She's like, no, let's go fucking party. I'm like, what? So like she wanted to go keep partying, like go out. So I finally convinced her to go back to the apartment. We get back there, and our dog was in the kennel at the time. She was still young, so we let her out of the kennel. And my goal was, as soon as she went into the restroom, which was the only room, I was going to go get the ring and do it, no matter what.
Yeah.
And right when we let our dog out, she was like going into heat and had like blood all over the couch. All over the couch. Luckily we had like a blanket down. And I was just like, holy shit, this isn't stopping me from doing this. And so she went to the restroom. I went and got the ring. I'm just standing there like an idiot. Like, she comes out, and the first thing she said was, what, did she period everywhere? And I like went into it. And like, it was a bloody engagement. Kind of
a bloody engagement. That's a good story, though.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad I did it that day.
And like you were committed to it. Like, dude, that is commitment.
I couldn't stop, dude. I was like, fuck it.
Like a bloody period, like didn't stop you.
Penny smell. It wasn't that bad. It was just like a little bit. It was just embellished on the story.
And dude, I love that. You're just like, I gotta do it. And then you had the rest of the weekend to like celebrate.
Yeah, and everyone was like, did this just happen? We're like, it did. Like, and that's pretty fun too. Like, everyone thinks it happened like 10 seconds ago. They're like, we just did this.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And where'd you get married?
We got married outside Richmond at this.
Richmond. Dude, every time I think of Richmond, I just think of that giant cigarette on 95.
Yeah.
You don't talk about the Marlboro cigarette?
Altria, they own
That's like the main thing I know about Richmond.
Richmond's...
I always drive through it because I drive from here to Philly.
Right. So Richmond's like a very
similar halfway point.
Very similar in the historical aspects of
That
Richmond.
was the capital of the Confederacy.
Yeah.
That was Jefferson Davis's hometown.
When I moved to Atlanta, I was like waiting tables, starting my company, and I used to mess around and be like, where are you from? I'm like, Richmond. It's the true capital of the South.
Yeah.
Like, that did not fly down here.
No.
Georgia, at least.
Charleston was where they were the first ones to like revolt. Charleston was like, they like signed something that were like, the Civil War basically started in Charleston for the Confederacy, but Richmond was the capital. That's where like the government was stationed. I love history.
So my brother's, like I said, a big history guy. And I'll randomly call him drunk and just be like, yo, tell me your, like, for example, I called him once, some friends around, and I was like, Pat, tell us like the coolest, your favorite history knowledge of Richmond. Like, what's a favorite piece? And he can't even get his thoughts together. He's like, oh, like whatever. And I like this story because I didn't know it at the time, but he said that when Sherman took Atlanta, and basically Richmond was trapped.
Yeah.
All the Richmonders were famished and just like not getting fed, just like pissed, and everything was going on. They're scared. And a ship was coming up the James River and basically shot, the Union shot one warning cannon into the city to say, hey, we got you guys. You're trapped.
Yeah.
The Richmonders rioted. They blew up the armory, which is called Tredegar. When they blew that up, they blew up the armory. They didn't want the Union to get it.
Take it.
So that initiated this massive explosion that killed a bunch of people, knocked out all the windows for like 2 miles, blew that up. Then the Richmonders started rioting because what happened was all these walls fell over and all rations were exposed that they were hiding from Richmonders. So Richmonders actually burned the city.
They didn't want them to get the weapons, so they blew them up. But that actually exposed all their food.
And then the Richmonders were so mad at that point, they burned the city down. I always thought the Union,
like, fuck it.
I always thought the Union burned Richmond, but really the Union came in.
I never really thought about Richmond in that.
Yeah, the Union saved Richmond. And they were like, we didn't want this to happen. We were just shooting a fucking cannon to let you know we got you. And it just rioted.
Dude, isn't that crazy to think about how our country, like, had that happen? Like, we destroyed Charleston and destroyed Atlanta and destroyed Savannah. And just, like, that happened, like, it's not that long ago.
pillaged destroyed
Yeah.
stuff because that's what we did.
Dude, I think about being like divisive now and stuff. Like, oh my god, dude, imagine that. Like, my brother lives in New York City, and I live here now, and we always say like we'd be the Civil War brothers. Because
Right.
like they always say like brother versus brother. Like, imagine living during the Civil War. And a lot of people probably like didn't give a shit about politics, and we're just like, God damn it.
They
Like,
probably didn't know either. Like, what was
true. How do you pass along information?
the distribution back then was like, you could say anything you want in the newspaper. You know,
Yeah.
who's
yeah.
gonna fact check that? Who has the knowledge to
Yeah,
fact check
I guess
it?
like there was probably more like talk to your neighbor, but they only know it was the newspaper anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I can't
Yeah,
imagine
I
that.
love hearing like history stories from here too. It's like it's just so deep and like makes you really put in perspective how good we have it and how much
Oh
people.
my god, we have it so good.
I have this like my own theory about things is like people had to die to learn not to do something. Like, why don't people ride zebras? Because they probably got kicked off and killed by zebras because they're not rideable. And someone had to die on everything that we do today. Like, we're drinking this thing. Someone probably died the first time they tried something stupid, and we're like, let's not do that again.
Dude.
Forever, like
And
till
it got
today.
all shaped into our culture until we
Yeah.
get handed this like perfect society where we're like, yeah, we don't do shit like that. We don't
Lots
kill
of
each
people
other.
died so that we could be doing the things that we're doing
So many people died, dude.
for hundreds of years.
Even as recently as the Civil Wars, like World War II, World War One. That wasn't really America's fault, but like it's involved with it in Europe, and like, oh, we're so lucky, man. We're so lucky. Like now, for the first time in our lives, we're dealing with something that's like on the scale of
Like the Great Depression.
this coronavirus thing, and like
I think this is going to determine, dictate true leaders in our lifetime right now. Like,
Yeah.
who can really respond to this the right way?
yeah,
And, for me, it's like, man, I feel I relate, we talked about competitors earlier. Like, I really appreciate and tip my cap to anybody who has their own business and they're doing it. I know that there's, I go to these summits where I talk to other entrepreneurs and we all go through the same things. We all go through the same mental stresses and concerns. Like, businesses to me are like a facade. There's always some stuff on the back end that you don't know what's going on from personnel to issue, whatever. We're all trying to make it, but there's going to be people that don't make it. And if we can make it through this and be stronger for it, then we're going to be in a much better position than we were 3 weeks ago or a month ago. Like, shit, 20 people just dropped off. We're like 20 spots higher now. And it's a big opportunity that I'm trying to say.
some of it's luck, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like as far as this specific thing, like restaurants and
That's
retail,
tough.
like that's not their fault.
Right.
But like, I mean, I just always loved selling online, and that happened to work out well. But yeah, but also the toughest people will survive from it, like because you have to fight through it, and like also it's kind of like a leveler for like how much your business should be around a little bit like that. Like if you were kind of struggling before, considering this or that, and then this thing just came and crushed you, it's probably better for like the market or just like the whole ecosystem of businesses.
The week.
It's kind of eliminate the weak, and it sounds so like mean to say, but yeah, and like, I mean, I've donated like all our messed up shirts to like this face mask place, and I went to this address, and I thought it was gonna be like a school or something. Yeah, it was someone's house.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I got my mom. Actually, my mom sent it to me. My mom sent me the addresses of all the places you can go donate extra clothes to make face masks. So I picked the one in James Island. And I was like, all right. And I kept driving closer. I was like, it's going to be a school, a building. And it was this person's house. It was literally this person's house. And I gave them all our messed up shirts. I said they're going to make face masks with them. But like,
cool.
Yeah, like it was pretty cool. Like it was a cool experience. Like I felt good about it, obviously. I don't know. I hope that helps, But like my company couldn't go ahead and make face masks. But you're trying to do what you can as far as sourcing them. And like, but then the companies like 3M or the big companies that are making them, you can call them heroes, but they're also getting paid to do it. They're getting government contracts that are
crushing. They're making $100 million
right.
a month.
So like, are they heroes? Like, they're
I would say heroes that right time in the right place.
Right.
And I also think of business in this way too. Is like if you can just sustain and hang on while other people are slowly dropping off over the years. That if you're in the right position and you have more opportunity to get those opportunities. Like 3M obviously is a huge brand, probably not the best example. But I have a buddy's brand who, or not brand, but he's got a business that they've been doing it for a long time and sort of doing okay. It wasn't like they were crushing it, but they were supporting their lifestyles. They were making money. They had families. All was good, and a huge competitor, if you will, massive one, went under. Everything funneled to them because they were in the right position, and now they're like
survival is a lot.
It
in
is.
business, yeah.
It's just it's timing. It's you said luck. I think that
A little bit, but like you also create your own luck in a way.
I believe in that, but I also believe that every person in business has good luck and bad luck. It's just a matter of when
How
they
you
hit.
handle it.
But it's just like you're going to get bad luck and you're going to get good luck, and it's a matter of what scale of those you
Dude,
get.
I showed you that bed in that one room like 2 years ago. I was $300,000 in the hole, and I was getting my credit card declined to buy spaghetti at the grocery store. We lost the company, basically. Like, my problem was I was growing the company too fast, and I was running too many ads. My revenue was very high, but I was running so many ads that I was losing money. And month after month, I was making no profit, but I was like, we're getting new customers, building our email list, everything's going to be fine. It all fucking crashed on me. I had like 12 people at the time. I had to let 6 of them go. And for 5-6 months, from April until Black Friday, I had to claw every single day at my desk to keep the company alive. And I'm so happy I did. But, it started from a bad decision that I made, like just being an idiot running my company with bad numbers. But fighting through that and the grit of that, and then also learning how to run my actual company from that, I now know that we need to have like 20 to 25% ad spend or less. And we have a chart, we have a graph. It's called Grow. It's like a system. It takes our revenue and it takes our Facebook ad spend and it spits out a percentage.
It's like grow.io.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And the whole company has access to it, and they all know that if our ad spend gets over 30%, they need to tell me. So like it actually taught us how to run the company.
Right.
And I could have easily folded. I should have, practically, probably. But it wasn't that people weren't buying stuff, because that's one problem that a company's having, if no one wants to buy your product. But that wasn't the problem we were having. The problem was I was running it like shit. So I was like, why would I want to give this company up now in April if I know in November, Black Friday, I'm going to be sitting there trying to figure out my career, knowing that I had something good going. So it was an example of when I should have, 95% of companies died, 90% of companies died.
Yeah.
And I knew that. And I was like, I got to get through this. And I just fought. I clawed. And now my company's going great. So I was like, that's an example.
Yeah. I feel like right now, like, I'm fighting super. I've worked, people that are laid off or maybe not. I feel like I'm working harder than I've ever worked, minus drinking beers and doing this. I'm working really hard. Like, I was up till 1:30 last night working with China on some of our orders, but also some mass.
You're kind of like in the situation right now a little bit, right?
Right. I think we have like a really solid 12-month cash flow with a huge orders that we've already got committed. That is almost like this lifesaver. Where it's nice to know that that's happening. I just need to kind of get through these next couple months, knowing that that's happening in the tail end. But it's stressful.
Businesses,
and there's these variables of just like you can't predict when they're going to come or how they're going to do it, and making these decisions, you make the wrong decision. I made the wrong decision potentially bringing somebody in house to do marketing. But my own like empathetic approach is like, I'm going to give this guy enough rope to hang himself, not enough to hang himself with, but he needs to run his course. I'm not going to rip the rug out from under him 3 months in and be like, freak out on him. You're not figuring this out. I need him to run his course.
And then you combine that with the fact that the economy shut down.
Right. So
sucks.
Unfortunately, I let this person go right at the tip before everything in the coronavirus fell after that. And I don't know. I'm not.
Dude, I like to fire people quickly, like before it gets to that point where empathy is like involved almost.
Yeah,
I feel like that worked well for me. Like,
I think I can do that with people, but marketing's harder.
That's
because
a good point.
It's got from that side. It's kind of like I have to let them run their strategy. I can't just say this isn't working because you have to throw a net out there to get data to make decisions on. Because no one comes in and they're like.
But they also have access to your historical data.
Yeah, but I think that's like that's so much to go through that it's you can find ads that work, but again it's changing all the time. So like they can run the same ad, it doesn't perform like it did 2 years ago, 100%.
How often do you guys get pictures?
All the time.
We have a girl about 2 days a week take pictures. We have models on call.
Yeah, maybe we should collaborate on like some photo stuff.
That would be easy. So we pay Rachel, great, our best employee. She goes out She
She's
like
been here for longer.
Dude.
Brandon's not really like a employee. Like his Brandon's like a different than all my other employees.
Let me tell you something about China real quick. It's so funny
Yeah,
because you just said that. They have like their culture's so different, and they'll say shit like, "This is my most beautiful salesperson. This is my ugly salesperson, Sarah." As you're meeting
Some
them,
stupid bitch.
dude, it's like the most uncomfortable for me I've ever experienced. Like even at like I went to a bar with this guy, the factory owner's son, who was my age. And we were at like this club drinking, and like he's like, "This is my ugly friend Sarah." And I'm like, "Hey, ugly friends." Like, anyway, it's just funny.
I love that. I have no shame saying Rachel's my best employee. Shelby's my fiance. She doesn't count. I don't count. Last payroll, 80 hours is what she's expected to work. She gets a salary, 97 hours. Not expecting an extra penny. She's just a hard-ass worker. She does operations. She does more sales. She's amazing. But she is like a 25-year-old girl, and which is great because imagine if I had to try to recruit models. It'd be like creepy.
Right.
You know, like, hey, you want to like have me come take pictures of you? So she goes and she has like on call all these girls, all these models from college of Charleston around the area. We have an ad that we run, but like she had relationships with them, and 2 days a week, pictures. We all like. If we didn't have pictures, we wouldn't have a company. Like we need pictures. Pictures are everything. Like everything. Pictures, and fresh pictures. Old product, fresh picture. New product.
Does that affect your site speed if you have a ton of photos on
No, we just put the pictures on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And they link back to our site.
Okay, gotcha.
The pictures are for marketing.
Right, yeah, but we have them on like our site is like.
I mean, we have a lifestyle image.
Yeah, we need like a guy and a girl wearing them so they can see what it looks like on a human face shape kind of thing. But like more photos we add to that one product.
Back when I used to sell to guys and girls on from the same brand, I used to like run every single Facebook ad I run. It's women. It's women. It's 18 to 65. I trust the Facebook algorithm to pick the best age. It's very prominent in the South monograms, but I just put America because I trust the Facebook algorithm to pick the best places to advertise to. The Facebook algorithm is amazing, but the one thing I select is women. And it's so nice because when I used to run ads for United Teas, which had guy products and girl products, I'd run a guy product to a guy, a girl product to a girl. I don't know, it wasn't that big a deal. I guess it was fine, but it's just so like nice. It's just like it's all girls. It's like
that's what my buddy's company that does the towels. They I don't know if they still do it, but when we first met, they were crushing it because they just let Facebook determine where it was going to position the ads.
Yeah,
and they put no targeting except women.
Yeah.
And somehow the buyers, it was like 13 to 21 and 38 to 50.
Yeah, I used to split the age group and the segmentation of area. The only time I'll segment the area will be like if we literally have a Texas pride. Texas is our number one state, probably just population in the South.
Right.
But we have a collection of like Texas shirts where it's like a Texas, literally the shape of the state of Texas, like a little bow, it has your monogram in it. If I run that ad, I'll run that to Texas. But besides for that, I never segment because the algorithm's too good. The algorithm's too good, so all I do is women. And just pictures. Just like today, remember Brandon when you came in today and I was like, I have a little more work to do? All I was doing, and I feel like I'm a great business person, but I honestly feel guilty sometimes how easy it is. I just post all these pictures, and then I just put links, and then I just have my audiences, and then I just post these ads in the audiences, and then I just judge how well the ad's doing, and if it's doing well, I'll bump it up. It's just so easy. Like,
you do retargeting as well?
Yeah, retargeting, yeah. Like, that's an ongoing ad all the time. Anyone who's shopped a specific product in the past 10 days, they'll get retargeted that thing.
Do you see more higher return ad spend with your retargeting?
It's not even higher, no. It's not even that much higher.
We see, I mean, it's higher, but...
It's higher by a little bit.
Yeah, because what we have to do...
Like, honestly, like, if I didn't have the retargeting ad, I'd be fine.
How many competitors do you think are legitimate competitors in regards to your price point and monogramming specifically?
3. DDP monograms, Marley Lily, and Born to be Sassy.
I have like 35,000 competitors that sell the sunglasses that are not 35,000. I would say I probably have legitimately that are real players in our price point, probably 25.
That's a lot, yeah.
So we have to lead with a lot of brand top funnel stuff where it's like what we try to do is like video, top funnel, cheaper cost per view. If they watch 50% or more engagement, then we remarket to them with a more product-focused ad to mitigate.
Dude, honestly, like I don't even have to do that.
You got it made easy. I'm gonna
I
start.
know. I'm
Brandon, you
genuine.
want
I'm
to start a
genuine.
monograding company?
I'm genuinely. I feel genuinely guilty.
When he explained to me the business model, it's like perfect.
Like I feel genuinely guilty how easy it is to get all these sales. Like
What do you
I
see?
want to. That's why one of the reasons I'm trying to start a podcast because I love challenges. Like I love having a mountain to climb, and I love being at the bottom of the mountain, and I live for that. And like, yeah, trying to build up a podcasting, a personal brand has been a mountain that I'm trying to climb, and it's like hard as fuck. And I love having that challenge on the side as I have this big business that I'm running.
If you could start another company, same space, like how would actually probably shouldn't say this on the thing. I'm just thinking like you saying like I was gonna say like what would you do differently if you see like because I feel like businesses. So for example, when we went through some buyout stuff in our business, at one point I'm like, man, like it's hard. It's like we're trying to fix a plane while we're flying this thing, right? You can't just stop the plane. There's expenses daily that are happening. Everything's fucking moving. You're just slightly
I've never had that.
You're slightly trimming the fat off of it because of like there's old inventory, like changing a new software for inventory, like all these things that you're trying to adapt. And I can't just reset and start over again. But if you were to like just start something else in the same space, like I guess you don't.
I wouldn't change a damn thing.
No, not change, but like, is there another opportunity that you don't have the bandwidth for now that you could just be like, wow, there's a huge opportunity.
No.
3 competitors is not a lot.
Like, not that I can think of off the top of my head.
But like, what about a product? Could you do like purses that are monogrammed? Like, is that hot? Or
like, we are based a lot on what our suppliers have, which is why like one of our biggest competitors, Marley Lily, they're bigger than us. They're about a $30 million company. We're about a $5-6 million company. They are the leaders in the industry. Marley Lily. They're in Greenville, South Carolina. I think
of course they are.
I think at one point they had like 200 or 300 employees. They're the original monogram company, online monogram company. Marley Lily, they are massive.
Have you met them?
No.
You should talk to them.
They have me personally blocked on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I talk a little bit of shit, yeah. But I was in this like
that means you can freely talk shit forever now.
I was in this Coke Pepsi mode, you know. They have United Monograms blocked.
Coke challenge.
Yeah, I was like that's the mind frame I was in, but I guess it maybe came off wrong. But yeah, I talked a little shit. But I was thinking like, yeah, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. I was trying to start a little rivalry with them, and I thought that'd be great, but they're so big they didn't give a fuck about us. But what was my point about them? The one thing that is different about them than us is that they source all their own products. Monogram quarter zip sweatshirt, by far best-selling product.
Monogram what? Sorry.
Quarter zip sweatshirt. It's zips to like right here.
Yeah.
Everything right here. By far best-selling product. We can only sell what our suppliers offer us. Our suppliers are anyone can access them. So we have no like special market uniqueness in the blank item.
Right. They,
like you, source their products from China. So they have very unique products. They have inventory. They have unique products. They'll do some 75% off sales sometimes because they're trying to get rid of inventory. They have unique products and they have more storage space than us. So they're better than us at that.
The one thing that space in here though.
I mean, we got more space. I'm addicted to the business model. I don't want to have like at this current moment. I'm not interested in sourcing. Now here's where we separate, and I look at this all the time and wait. Traditionally monogram upper left chest embroidery right here. Traditional monogram for generations and generations. We actually changed the fucking game with graphic monograms. We have at least 500 products on our site now, and it's probably 70% of our revenue is graphic monograms. It's a design, a pumpkin, a coffee cup, a teacher shirt. Somewhere within the design is the monogram, whether it be inside the coffee cup, whether it be inside the pumpkin. Not one product on the entire site can you buy without a monogram. Every single, and it's by design. But we have digital printers to do that, and they don't have that. And I keep waiting for them to do that. And like, so that's how we're unique.
Why do you think they don't have that?
I think because they're stupid. I don't know why they don't do it.
I hear that.
No, Marley. It's actually Chad and Kelly Owens. So Chad and Kelly Owens, if some point if you hear this, I would love to meet up and have a little rivalry.
You're coming off stupid.
I can't believe the fact that they don't have a digital printer, put into their huge warehouse a digital printer, and then do the same thing we do.
You get a patent on that? A
No,
design
no,
on it?
absolutely 0% chance we can get a patent on it.
I just think that's why small businesses, we pride ourselves on being agile. We can make adjustments and make changes quicker than a big company that has to go through protocols and
Dude, they
fucking
could
decisions.
easily do it. They're not public. Like, they could easily do it. Like, I swear that I don't know why they don't do it. They know about it. Maybe because they blocked us. They haven't noticed.
Yeah.
But they are better than us in boots, products that no one else can get that they have a monogram on. We are better in the unique designs that on a white t-shirt that anyone can get. So we each have our own little like spots there. And again, they're probably 4 times bigger than us. But we're growing, man. And we are, the only thing that is stopping our growth at this moment is our capacity. We did just under 5 million last year. We easily could have done 9 if we weren't held back by our production. We had to stop sales all the time because we only have 9 embroidery machines and 4 digital printers and 14 employees. And so we had to stop selling. And even March 2020 was our 4th biggest month of all time. And April 1st through April 8th, we only had like $1,000 in sales a day because we had no ads running, because we needed to stop selling so we could catch up.
Right.
So like now we just started selling again the last couple of days.
Do you want to scale it to 30 million?
Fuck yes. I want to be 100 million, 200 million.
I think there's no way you're going to do it unless you source product.
I mean,
there's no way.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I need to get there.
You're relying on, you're relying on somebody else's, their forecasting. When are you going to take that in your own hands and be like, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm going to forecast?
I mean, we have it with the designs, but
your designs are there. You've proven this.
Yeah.
But now you're losing exponential money because you're relying on them to provide product.
I'm not losing it yet. I've never lost it yet.
But it seems like you're getting to that point where it's like,
I'm getting to the point where I don't have enough embroidery machines or enough employees. Like,
well, yeah.
So once I hit the wall, then I'll be like, I hit the wall.
When you're ready, I'd like to help because we have good forecasting tools that we've even made our own spreadsheets because luckily you have one fucking channel, which is amazing. We have samples we send, we have influencers we send out to, we have online, we have Amazon, we have wholesale, we have corporate gifting, we have those are 5 different things that we need to gauge. So instead of us saying what does each channel do, which is really hard to gather all that data specifically.
I used to have more of them. I used to have 3 brands and Amazon.
Yeah, but we do it based on how many are going out the door per day.
Yeah.
We put that number to each SKU, and then those numbers we pan out over a 90-day period. Yeah. We say we're going to run out by this time. That helps with, obviously, on the wholesale side, it's hard. You don't know when a corporate client's going to say, we want 650 of these, and we have 1,000. It's like, fuck, we need to order these right now. So there are those things, but one, apparel turnaround time for sourcing is way faster than sunglasses. You can get in 20 days, 30 days.
Will it be unique to the things I can get from my suppliers?
If you want it to be.
Make it. Yeah.
So
overseas, I can make a patch or something different.
You can make any, that's the thing is that.
I'm honestly scared to store inventory because fuck it.
I would say you need to start small, saying what are your top 10 things? Let me buy 500 of each, maybe less. Dude, think about a small scale risk, and then you know that your margin just doubled, maybe tripled because you bought it for $350 instead of $15 or whatever it is.
Right.
So
we have small ass margins.
Right, and that's going to limit the ability for you to say, hey, we need to buy a $20,000 printer. When's that going to happen? It might happen if you take a small risk on your bestsellers. You know you're going to allocate that extra 10% of profit to that machine, which is going to take 3 months for you to make that. Now you buy a new machine. Now you just opened up a whole new level, so you can go back to your original plan of operating, and then time out the next time you do another investment into a machine. So you can stick to your business model for a long time before committing to sourcing all your products.
Right, and we can source unique products and compete in that space.
I think that is going to add to the brand side of your business.
Sure, Marley Lily has their logo inside, all their tags and shit.
Right, I think to me, I really like little subtle, just little things, tiny subtleties. I have a watch that
I used to care about that shit more than I do. But.
No, but I think people care about it. For me, I think little detail. I have a watch that has it's almost all gunmetal looking, but the face of it is super. I'm a hunter by any means, but it's got really subtle camo kind of to the back of it.
That's cool.
You can't tell unless you really look. And it's
Yeah.
like, to me, it's like, that's cooler than a watch
That's
that's
cool.
just black.
That's cool.
And it's something that like, it adds that little bit of like, dude, check this out. It's gonna add some social element to it that is not there yet.
Yeah.
And it's hard to add it to like glasses. Like this is one of our products that we have like these little croaky ties. We don't believe in like frat lassos, but
Okay,
if you want to tie on your own, go for it type of thing. Just like the subtle details are a little bit tougher in this product versus apparel. Like we're trying to do.
Yeah.
I think I showed you that. Like
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. The sunglass thing inside the thing.
So we're trying.
But like you said, the sales are popping of that.
No, we haven't even launched it yet. So
I haven't launched it
it's
yet.
something I'm developing it still. It kind of took a back burner for the time being, but it was gonna come out kind of summer, tie into the whole.
Yeah.
You know, you can make SPF shirts. Like you can do everything. Overseas is great at mimicking stuff. You just need to have like
They're great at mimicking. You could basically send them something and be like, "We essentially want this."
You can send them a shirt that you're sourcing now, whatever company that is, and
You
he's
like this with a patch.
right? How much is that? And they're going to give you a much better price than you're paying right now.
You got a store. You got to have the cash up front, but ultimately smaller, like way bigger margins.
Right.
Yeah.
Way bigger.
Yeah, right.
So I think
I've always had it at the back of my
have
head.
you seen what's the movie with Bill Murray? Baby Steps movie. What about Bob?
No.
Oh my God, dude, it's an old school. movie.
I watched Groundhog Day last night. I love Bill Murray.
So this is an old school movie, but he's like kind of a crazy germaphobe. It's funny, ironic, because I put it on because of all this stuff going on for my wife to watch it. She's 28. She's never seen it before. You need to watch this movie. She doesn't quite get his humor in this at all, but it's him being a germaphobe, and he's like touches door handles with like cloths and shit like that. And he goes and like he's a psycho about going to see this therapist, and he finally meets him. The guy's like, "Read my book. It's called Baby Steps." Like baby steps to the windows. He's scared of heights. He's scared of everything. You know, whatever.
Facing fears.
Yeah, but it's all about like just baby steps. It's like just do it
Dude.
one small risk.
There's absolutely no reason in the entire world that I could not take a baby step towards that.
Take a mini risk and say, "Hey, we're going to commit."
It's almost like I remember I said I get horny about not having inventory. It's like I love it so much that like.
Yeah, but what's going to make you love that same feelings when you're making that much more profit? You're like, holy shit! Then you're going to get addicted to that.
Right. But then when I have like these ones fucking sitting there that no one wants to buy,
you won't do that based on your numbers. You have so much
We'll
data.
just sell them for cheaper.
You have so much data. I don't think you're going to have an issue. I just wouldn't order all 500 things.
There's no reason. There's absolutely zero reason that I cannot take a baby step.
I think it's going to be a challenge for you too, being like, hey, can you do this? Like, can you take that thing and making a goal like I'm going to buy this new machine that costs $50,000 or whatever that I don't know what they cost. I imagine
They're each like $25,000.
So I'm gonna if I could just make $25,000 by how many shirts in that delta of profit that you're gonna make extra. How many do I need to even invest in? So you could even narrow that down to being like, I need to order 2,500 shirts of our best sellers we know we're going to sell. And if that works, it's going to pay for a fucking new machine. And you're going to be in the same path you are now, profitability.
That's a cool way to look at it, man. You'll be the first guy I go to when I need to store something.
Yeah, I got a great apparel guy. I mean, I don't do a ton of apparel overseas, but he's money. I have like one legit mic and a couple like bullshit ones, but I really just my goal would be to like bring just cool people together and just talk like this.
Because you think this is good?
Yeah,
this is awesome.
I think it's hard to add value to people if it's not specifically. It's not like you're teaching them something, but they're gonna learn and relate.
I'm kind of like giving up on that.
It's hard, man.
Not giving up, but like Brandon knows, like I feel like I can't be serious in this class.
No, that's why I want you. They're funny.
Try these on.
Come on.
On or off?
Come on, they're funny.
That's my favorite pair.
Is your favorite
I was
pair?
gonna ask you what your favorite pair is.
Yeah, so this one I've been wearing these all of them.
That's a totally different type of style. Yeah,
So
it's more like the Blues Brothers.
I made this like our Wayfair is our best seller by far. So this is like a blend of
these?
No, it's a blend of like a Wayfair has a little bit of a coverage to it, so it's slightly wrapped. And it's got these like lock hinges that kind of like open up. Because I wear them like around my neck, I'll just put them here, or like around the back side. But sometimes like these don't quite hang on as well, so these like grip really well.
Are those your favorite pair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like these, fit a little.
So I basically like
I feel better in these.
Yeah, I drew those out, like designed them from scratch.
That's crazy.
It took a long time to like get them to, whenever you produce something like from that, they mold it. You get the mold made. You get the sample in.
You love that like experience.
I don't know, like every like nuance of everything we do is like by me, like the box, the bag, how you pull the ties.
It looks
like,
fucking good.
Every little detail of it is something that I'd like to design. That's for like lens protection, so eco-friendly poly bag that protects the lenses. Because if you can imagine, they're shipping 3,300 miles. They're going to
Yeah.
rub. So that just protects the lens. So they recommended that a long time ago, so we've been using it. But I enjoy like the process. Like we've actually, this is hysterical. It's like if you come to my office, I'll show you. I have 3D prints of
3D prints.
3D prints of sides of glasses. So the idea originally was
You have
like
a 3D printer?
no, we use a guy in Romania. That's like,
Romania.
dude, he lives in the middle of nowhere.
Do you have
Crazy.
Chinese, Romania?
So anyway,
instead of just the sides,
so the side of the glasses.
being like this part.
Yeah, so basically the idea was we wanted to make a festival pair that you could like take off and smoke weed out of the arm and like bamboo, hollow, wouldn't be metal on metal, like burning, that kind of shit. So we designed it and we realized that there's enough space like here in Wayfarers, particularly not those, on Wayfarers, you have enough space there to put like something here that would be thicker, that wouldn't affect your forehead or anything. So we designed it and then
And we put the weed like right here.
you put it basically inside this part, so
Okay.
you can smoke it like this, and it come through the tip, and then you put your glasses back on, and then we were like, let's do a vaporizer kind of deal.
Yeah.
But at that time, those were blowing up on people apparently,
Yeah.
and we kind of backed off of that, and then we were like, okay, our brand is about traveling and doing cool
Yeah.
shit. What if we made like a capsule collection where it had like, and this is what I have. It's a capsule that you can like open up, and you could put like. I went to Alaska snowboarding. I was on top of this fucking mountain, and I just picked up a rock from the mountain. I was like, this is dope. I've never been here in my life. I'll never be here again. I just took this little rock back from this mountaintop. But like going to like beaches or taking sand from Costa
But
Rica,
also ecstasy.
you put cocaine
That's
in
what I'm
it.
thinking.
I mean,
I
what
would
if-
say caps.
it could be for drugs, and you could have an incognito one where you can only see it on the inside, and then one that exposes it so it shows the logo
Very cool,
through.
man. I mean,
So
there's definitely a culture around that.
there is, but we
Yeah.
found what I ran into is that if you can imagine, it's thick and it would shut like this. You couldn't close it all the way, and it's a design thing that I couldn't get by,
Damn.
and it just kind of ended there after like.
What if there was like a little like? God, you probably thought about it.
Dude, I tried everything to close it, and I just couldn't deal with the fact that they would sit like this. They just would never be able to
Like
fully
with that,
close. Sucks, dude. 'Cause I got really
they
far.
wouldn't fit in like maybe a standard case.
You could actually, with the materials we use, it's like a thermoplastic, so it's bendy, if you will, won't snap ever. You could push it down and slide it into a case, and it would fit. But there's that stress. We just didn't know when it was going to give out, and it's just a liability that wasn't
Yeah.
quite worth it.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, the vaporizer one. The idea was to have the arm just disengage entirely, so that
It's
like those.
separate, take it off.
You remember those they had like those e-cigs that would like you get them and they last as long as they could, and then when they're out, you just get a new one. So we
Okay.
like pre-pack THC in them and
Okay.
they'd sell them. And you just buy a
They just buy a
recharge.
new one
Yeah,
from you.
yeah.
Dude.
And then we also like looked into doing like where they had a tracker in there, and so you could find your glasses if you lost them. But we did a bunch of
Amazing,
surveys,
yeah.
and people's feedback was like it was going to get couples in trouble or like weird shit. Like no, I wasn't there. Like and then
Amazing idea though.
but the tile thing just doesn't work. Like it took them a long time to get to where they are today, and this is 3 years ago we were thinking about it and developing it, and we put an RFID chip in them. It was Bluetooth activated, so it only turned on when it was called upon, which kept the
That's
battery.
cool.
The battery life was like exponential because it wasn't constantly being used. Because the recharging element was like the real challenge. Like how do you recharge these things? A USB is fucking big, and that's universal, but there's also like this FCC license you got to get for that, which is like 50 grand just to be able to use that thing. So my next challenge that I'm working on now is I'm trying to make like the most badass sunglass case ever. Meaning case. So like
not that, like nothing like that. Like just
No.
where people get them to keep them in.
right, and there's a typical Ray-Ban kind of style, like
Mhm.
clamp
Little
clam
button,
ones,
little button.
buttons.
Yeah.
There's all sorts, but I want to
Yeah.
make one that's like 100% waterproof, where like the zipper is kind of like this
Zipper.
really nice, like nice jackets have like that seal to them. So you seal it up, it's all waterproof. That it fits your phone perfectly in there, so there'll be like a little mesh area where your phone can slide in, your phone can go in,
Dude.
and then having like a little solar panel, so you can basically go to the beach, take your shades off, put your phone, cash, whatever in there, whatever you want to put in there, stick in the sand, and it'll charge your phone while
Charge
you're
your phone.
at the beach.
Yeah.
Something
Like-
like very like simple, like a
Have
lanyard.
you made any progress on that?
We have like designs out there that I've sent out to a couple people to kind of help what materials
So
you're
you
gonna use.
draw it up, then like the technology part, you need to depend on like your manufacturers for.
Yep. So like they have design teams that take what I do and like put them into real numbers, real
Yeah.
dialed in shit.
Is it realistic?
And they give me a cost. Like this is actually what it's going to cost to do something like this. So it comes from like this dream to like.
Is the first part like a prototype?
Yeah.
And then it's like, what is the cost of mass produce though?
Right. Then you just have to justify what price point can you sell in the market. Is it what can we land?
Right. And then you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Essentially, you don't know.
Like my old
Essentially, you're guessing.
partner came up with like beach umbrellas and everybody was against it in the company. My investor was like, "This is dumb."
But maybe because it doesn't have to do with like your.
It's a
brand.
fucking oxymoron. You're making shade for a sunglass
Yeah.
company. Like, this doesn't make sense. And dude, it was the most challenging production I've ever had to deal with in my life because the landed cost of it was like $35. Because one, we weren't mass producing it. You can get an Amazon tent from Tommy Bahama for $30. It's fantastic. On top of that, literally umbrellas kill like hundreds of people a year, puncturing people
Really?
on the beach. This was I had to take out an insurance
Are you
policy.
serious? Because
for
they would
the-
sue your company.
Because if some jackass spins it 3 times, it doesn't put in the wind gust and it kills a fucking baby.
What?
That's coming back on us at some point. So it was like the worst decision we've ever made. I lost a lot of money on
Damn,
that.
really?
Never again. Umbrella was so fucking stupid. Sorry,
What's
that's a sore subject.
What's
for
the
me.
best? What's the best sunglass company? Me not knowing all the details.
What's the best one
Like-
that
like-
I
like
aspire
I-
to?
Yeah. What's the one? Yes, that's my question. What's the one like you aspire to the most? Because I know you said that
I think
shitty, top quality. You found a great niche.
I think I really, like I said, I follow Smith really closely. I think they do a great job. I think they have some. I don't like their website as much, but in terms of the brand and if you go and try their products on, they do such a great job at the materials,
they
the
have like a
quality.
loyal following.
Oh yeah, just die hard. I think
And they have a diehard because of the marketing and
Consistency.
because of their product.
both. I mean, when you're selling a $160 average price point, the material's there. The quality is going to
You
be
can
there.
use that shit. They need a tracker.
Yeah, people lose people lose them. It's just part of what they are. They are a depreciating asset.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all it is. It's like fucking. You're gonna scratch them, break them, lose them. Someone's gonna steal them. You're gonna sit on them. I've had my car.
Lost every pair I've ever had.
It's just part of the process. That's why our price point is where it is. It's like just it shouldn't be
That's
so
good.
expensive.
I love that niche.
But yeah, I just wish I didn't pick such a highly competitive industry. Like I have so many other things.
You're
to
saying
do.
you had 25 competitors. Let's ask Shelby what you think. How many competitors do you think we have? How many competitors? Like,
I'd say like 4 big ones, but then
I said 3. I named them.
50 like.
Yeah, those little guys. I said Marley Lily, who I called out.
Are we recording right now? Okay.
Yeah, brought Shelby into it. I got Shelby's here. Marley Lily, Born to be Sassy, and
Born to be sassy.
DDP. But yeah, they all suck. We're the best
DDP, that's like a wrestling move.
ones. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page.
dude, that's how you could talk shit to them. Just
Yeah.
do like memes of Diamond Dallas Page and be like, this is what you're buying.
Well, Shelby would delete the tweet. That's the one big problem with it. I was talking about how I talk shit on Marley Lily. That's the sort of subject.
All,
You're the one deleting the tweets.
Yeah. I mean, we said we admit.
No,
I
all of
admit.
our-
I admit it's an
all of
art.
our customers are just young girls, nice girls.
Right, and that's why there's like an art to
Nice
it.
girl.
There's an art to the Pepsi versus Coke, to M&M's versus MGKs. But I haven't mastered the art, but I'm interested in it.
Are you the one who does the photography too?
I
That's
don't
very
take
tough.
pictures. I post on our social media, but
Okay.
not take.
I said Rachel was our best employee.
Do you guys use Later or anything like that to schedule them?
No,
Fuck that.
I've tried. I just don't like. I don't know. I like
Yeah.
doing it in real time.
I think the captions are easier to do real time, but man, it helps so much to lay them out.
Yeah.
Even just seeing 6 tiles in a row.
Dude,
is
we
like,
suck at
okay.
marketing. Like we
we
need to
Schedule
we
or
need to get
plan.
better. Like we're good at it, but like it's he's saying the hardest employees that he has are hire marketing employees and stuff. And all of our employees are like labor workers and stuff. But yeah, one thing we're looking forward to is getting the operations running smoothly so that me, Shelby, and Rachel can build a sales division. And it's a challenge that is in the future that we haven't even started yet.
Like, I would like
And
to,
now we're just like band-aiding
posting
everything.
in 2 weeks, but
We're just like band-aiding everything. But
It's amazing when you can like.
it's almost nice, yeah.
Do you guys have a product? I mean, we have like a product roadmap that drives the entire company's decisions, right?
a product roadmap.
So like, when is this colorway coming out? When is the new one coming out? When do we plan on launching it? And then we color code those to tag small, medium, large colors wise. So like a small campaign
don't have that.
is like a new So small means one email, one social post, whatever. A large campaign meaning like a new collection is 5 emails, a small video.
How did you like learn all that?
Over time.
So we don't have
I mean,
any shit
it just
like
helps align. Like everybody's focus is like, if we know that we're coming out with a new collection launch that is going to be in June 5th or whatever, roughly around that time, it gives them a targeting point to know that the content we're working for photography. So, for example, we have 100 SKUs. So, right, when someone comes into photography, like, what should we take photos of? What do we need in the product roadmap? Look at there. What do we need photos of? Well, we know we're launching a new colorway, so we need this one, and this one priority over all the other ones. So it helps guide them to like stay focused on the right things versus being like, we took
And by
photos-
them, you mean like your marketing
employees,
team?
yeah.
Employees,
And then,
yeah.
like more so, our marketing team is doing the paid side. We're developing the content, so internally we're getting all that stuff ready to pass over to them. So they need that stuff ahead of time, and it just helps them not like waste a photo shoot on something we already have or we're not even pushing. So why is this even why did you even think of this? Because we've wasted so much money on dumb shit that we didn't even need it. Like we needed that money to be spent on these products and these photos and this video. Instead, we got shit we've already have, and it's not helping us. We just worked backwards and worked against ourselves because we weren't focused on what is coming up in the future. So it's a little bit harder in terms of like ours is similar in regards to fashion in a way,
Yeah.
but a new colorway should be exciting for people that this frame does really well for us, and this is like a new tortoise. So we should be really excited about the new tortoise and not getting photos of the ones
Right.
that people already buy. So how do we get more content of this?
Did you ever have an ad that was like blowing the fuck up and it was doing amazing, and then you ran out of inventory?
Oh yeah.
Sounds fucking terrible.
We also had what's crazy story is this girl Cameron from Southern Charm.
Yeah, I know her.
Oh, she did a line with you guys?
No, well, we tried a long time ago, but I made this one pair that was like probably the worst pair I've ever produced.
Yeah.
It was very flat, so when you take a mirrored lens and it's flat, it catches a lot of reflecting from the backside. So it's called the anti-reflective coating on the backside, which we add, but you couldn't add enough to not see behind you this weird mirror effect. It reflected, you could see your own eyeball in it. But people that did wear it liked it because it was so gaudy and like you get noticed wearing it. I personally hated it. I was like, this is the worst product I've ever developed in my life, and somehow people liked it. So it had like a quick run of like success.
That's funny, actually. That happens to us.
Yeah, and it had this weird run of success for like a couple months, and it kind of died off. And then we had a bunch of inventory that wasn't moving, and I was like, fuck, we gotta get rid of this somehow.
Yeah.
And then Cameron, like 6 months later, we had dropped some off at a pool party. She wore them, posted it, and
Not even like
Not
on
really.
purpose.
not on purpose. They had no idea what was happening. We had like 4,000 people hit our site, sold out instantly. All these
She must have
girls,
did she link you up?
yeah, but
Tag you?
all the girls were like, when are they coming back? I'm like, they're fucking never coming back. These were never ordered. And
So
then
that's the problem we never do. If that was happening to us, I would just launch that ad up and it would run until it died. And then, yeah, we were talking about inventory. It's one of the beauties,
do
man.
you think that if you guys ordered your bestseller, like how many of those purples do you sell? What's your best colorway?
Quarter zip sweatshirt, heather green.
Heather green.
So yeah,
Interesting.
like forest green. I don't know what that was. Meadow.
I don't know why that color did so
I
well.
think we got like a good picture of them.
It's like Kelly.
No, it's like
Heather.
forest, heather,
See what you
meadow.
guys can do when you have your own shit is make a fucking Kelly green. It's so bullshit. Bella Canvas, Gildan.
Yeah,
they
but
all
like,
use
if
the
we,
same
I feel like
names.
if we were gonna go to supplier,
Make your own color name up. There should be fucking
I mean,
Charleston green.
we can make our own name up anyway. We could just change the name.
I know.
But I feel like if we were gonna go to source it, we would try to make it unique, like cut or design or color. Because like we
You
get
were the bestseller, but in a color that Gildan and jerseys don't offer.
I guess.
I think that you can. So from our industry, there's people like Spy. They make happy lenses, as they call them. They basically made up some bullshit fucking name for marketability. Like we've talked about, we tried it, we haven't executed it. We want to call our lenses euphoric HD.
Yeah, that
makes you-
sounds great.
It makes you feel
It
good.
sounds fucking great.
If I said, hey, these are 1.1 millimeter triacetate cellulose lenses, you're gonna be like, what the fuck does that mean? Oh, they're happy lenses. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, it's a marketing thing. You
Hell
guys
yeah.
can make up shit for your
We do
cotton
that. Yeah, we do that.
and just make words up and brand that part of it. So
Yeah.
people that maybe
We have like a premium T-shirt, which is just like a different brand.
it's all how your consumers can get it and relate to it. There's a
Yeah.
book that I love. It's called Don't Make Me Think. It's about UI, UX of
Okay,
websites.
I don't know
The
that.
guy's
Good book.
rewritten it several times because like the iPhone came out and he had to rewrite it. And then like it's like rewritten 4 times by the same guy. But basically, he shows you like what a designer does, and then what a consumer sees. So you see a designer website, and a consumer sees icons and things that benefit them. Free shipping, cost, this. We have people email us and go, "Are they polarized?" It says on every fucking page on our entire website. Read something, and like that's how dumb the consumer can be. So it's got to be these like beneficial icons. They
Of
can be like,
course.
"Oh, strength in the arm means they're tough and durable." Like,
Of course.
what? How does this like that is what we're at now? People don't want to waste their fucking time. They want to see
Of course.
something and relate to it.
Of
And
course.
if you can be like, this shirt is whatever,
Yeah.
super butter soft.
Yeah.
I like what that sounds great. I like butter. I like soft.
We have a butter color.
No,
I think that
like
might come from the supplier.
No, the feel of
the
it.
feel
is
like
butter.
butteries.
Butter
Like,
soft.
Yeah.
that's what Free Fly uses. They have like a melted butter icon on their site, and their shit is super amazing material. Like it feels good though too.
I
Like
like those new Target shirts you got.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
that's crazy. Yeah,
I
I mean, I'm not even. I'm not even gonna go ahead and call the consumer dumb or stupid. Like, I think they're just smart. They just don't give a fuck about some big words.
It's a time thing. It's
Yeah.
a bandwidth from
yeah,
when
it's a bandwidth. Like, they
shopping.
just have more important things to do
who wants to read
than
fine
care
print.
about our companies.
You know, like we bought a house and like I don't even know if our real estate agent knew what the fuck was going on. I was like, what are we signing right now? Do you know? What page is 67? What is this? I'm gonna pay this for 40 years. Like this is
Yeah,
fantastic. But you get this like tunnel of like trusting these people, like your consumers are trusting
Right,
you.
yeah.
It's like they're not reading the fine print. They're not reading the terms
I've
until they
never had
bitch.
fine print in my life.
I don't even know what I just
trust my instinct.
like scroll really fast and check the check
I
box
trust my
and then
instinct, man. I
move
always
on.
trust my instinct, and that's what they're doing. So you gotta feed their instinct on like. every
Well, I'm
level.
excited about your brand, man. I think there's a lot of potential. If I
That's
can,
the face of it right there.
if I can convince you, more so you, on how to get over this hump, because I think that, man,
No, you gotta convince me on that.
Yeah.
I'll
I think
make
in the
that
next,
decision.
like 2 years, there's a lot.
But I would be the one to make that decision.
no, I'm just saying in general. I think there's like so much growth potential
Yeah.
because you're already doing really, really well. You've hit this point, from my take, that you've kind of maxed out.
No, we haven't maxed out.
No, I'm saying you're backing off ads. That's maxing out somewhere.
Right, a production.
That's the
That's it.
the bottleneck.
No, that's it. But we gotta increase production before we start manufacturing our own
How are
product.
you going to produce production?
More embroidery machines, more employees, more digital printers, more employees,
You need
more
that.
shippers, more.
You need that capital though to do that.
Okay, there you go. I mean, it's not that we don't even have it, but fair enough.
No, I just want to push you to
Dude, yeah.
keep pushing it because complacency is like not that you're complacent, but I think people get comfortable.
I'm not complacent, yeah. But
Like
that is definitely a level that I think about all the time. Not all the time, but I think about it a lot. Like, that is definitely something that Marley Lily does that we don't do. The second they get those digital printers is maybe when we should start doing that.
I bet if you just made a name up for them that wasn't their name, but you know internally that that's who it is,
Smelly
you
Lily.
can't delete the tweets.
Smelly Lily. I already said Chad and Kelly Owens, if you're listening, we want to be friends and we want to talk. And we can beat me. We can just like play basketball. We can like dunk on you guys.
Can you dunk?
Yeah.
No way.
Absolutely not.
Dude,
I could slap the bottom of the backboard on a nice looking layup though.
I'm 6'1" and like just
I
can't jump
I
that well.
cannot dunk. I promised myself I'd be able to dunk by junior year in high school.
I got embarrassed so many times by like getting so close and getting rejected by the ball in the rim that I was like, you know what, this is just not for me. I'm gonna.
You played college baseball though. That's impressive.
I mean, I could. I'm not.
Do you like baseball?
I really don't like. I don't watch it on TV.
I
But when
fucking hate baseball, and I played it my whole life growing up. I loved baseball. I had Derek Jeter on my wall my whole life. With the baseball games, all American sport. Loved baseball my whole life. It makes me want to throw up now. It's so boring.
I can only watch it in person if I'm there.
It's
And I-
because it's an experience.
Well, I like just pick it apart. Like so, I don't know if
I
people.
love playing, but I just want the ball to hit me every play. I gotta wait 4 innings to get a ground ball.
Yeah.
Like I love practice. Practice, they hit it you every time. The game, it's like, when the fuck is the ball gonna come to me?
I used to catch a lot, and I liked catching because
That's every play.
you control
I love
everything.
pitching because it's every play.
There's also like a relationship that you develop with the umpire.
Pitching and catching is every play, so it's great.
Yeah, I just
Third base is like, hey, it's like 4 innings in. Can I get a damn ball?
well, then you get hit in the face with one. I've
That's the one thing I hate about baseball.
dude, you know what's crazy? My first college game, this is the only reason I remember one is was my first game, and I got like this kid was throwing a no hitter. We played San Diego University. Never been. Two things. One, I'm a huge surfer. We went to San Diego. I didn't get to see the ocean once, and the
Yeah.
whole time I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna get.
Go to
I'm
San
just
Diego,
I'm
surf.
gonna touch the Pacific Ocean for the first time, right?" this San Diego University was in this rich part of town, which they didn't allow the lights to go up because the neighborhood petitioned against it because you could only have day games because they didn't want the lights on at night to disrupt their evenings, I guess. So every game was like noon or 1 or 2, and we were done, and it was dark by the time we showered. We never got a chance to we just go to the hotel, shower, go eat dinner. Never got a chance to see the. I didn't even see the ocean.
So San Diego State, I think that's a little closer.
Yeah. So San Diego University was like
inland
in your old town, San Diego, kind of like the Mexican villagey kind of area.
A little more inland, right?
Yeah. I mean, still not far.
Easily could have got
easily 10-minute drive,
30-minute detour max there and back.
So that game, that morning, I woke up and the time difference was the first time I've ever experienced. I was 18, right?
Yeah.
And I wake up and my dad texted me for the first time ever. First text message from my dad ever. I don't know if you guys ever recall when your parents first texted you, but that was my dad, and he had coached me. He's still coaching my high school, and I thought he was going to stop when I graduated. He told me he was.
Your Richmond?
Yeah, he's still there. And he texted me just like, hey, remember, if you get in, have fun. I love you. And I was like, holy shit, my dad texted me.
Aww.
And so that game, I was like, there's no way I'm playing. First college game ever. And this kid is throwing no-hitter into the 6th inning or something. Just his name is Brian Mattis. He pitched for the Orioles. He got drafted that year. Orioles, left-handed pitcher. I'm a left-handed batter.
No chance you're going to hit.
No way I'm getting in. First off.
Yeah.
7th inning comes. He's like, Holmes, get a bat. I'm like, holy shit. One, why I hated my college coach for a lot of reasons is an example of this. So I'm already just nervous, oh my god, I'm warming up. I wasn't even expecting to get in for 20 games,
Yeah.
First game, get a bat. I'm warming up.
Lefty.
Why am I even in? This is not a good coaching move.
He's probably no hitter. He's trying to give you a chance, maybe.
Just break this guy up somehow.
Yeah.
So I was leading off the 7th inning, and my coach is getting ready to run to third base. He's like, don't fuck up or else you're never going to play again. As his weird humor. And I was just
that's kind of funny.
Fuck. In my head, heart sank. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I got to figure this out. First pitch, roped a double off the wall.
What?
Yeah. Stand-up double.
Dude. Yeah, and then cheers for that, dude. Yeah. Cheers for that.
So that was the highlight. I went
you broke up the no-hitter.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was amazing. I didn't even know how I did it. He just threw me a slider that just kind of hung. Perfect contact. And then,
you probably just thought, this guy sucks. I can throw whatever.
At that time,
not that you sucked. It's just I
don't think I had the mindset then as a freshman. I just knew that I was if he throws me something over the middle of the plate, I'm gonna hit it, and then he did.
Okay.
I just, with lefties for me, I always had to pre-commit and stop my swing versus a righty. I see it the whole way in, and I can a little bit later on it.
Hell yeah, broke up the game.
But no, I enjoy watching just basketball.
Basketball's my favorite sport to watch.
It's a fast pace, and
I miss the NBA. I hope maybe my football season will get this thing over with.
Have you seen Bronny James?
Yeah.
LeBron's
I know LeBron's son. I've seen him.
15 years old.
Oh yeah.
I hope that him and LeBron can be on the same team one day. That'd be cool.
Ken Griffey.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ken Griffey. I love LeBron. I have an unconditional love for LeBron.
Well, if you think about, to me, I respect Derek Jeter because
he was my favorite player ever.
He did everything respectively. He never got caught, which is cool. For what he did. I don't think he did anything bad either. But LeBron has had the same girl since high school.
Dude, LeBron's a great man.
He's one of the best. God forbid the one mistake he made was the decision he did. But he probably had so many people pumping him up and PR people and his whole crew, and he probably didn't even know it was gonna be that big. And people got a bad impression.
He's clean. He's clean as good.
But I think he's clean, and I appreciate athletes that can get through the fame and money.
Not like A-Rod.
Not like, what's his fucking face, the receiver, Antonio Brown. Is just a shit show.
Yeah, and Odell Beckham at...
I'm a Giants fan. So
Odell Beckham at LSU, though. Did you see him go to LSU?
Yeah.
He was just like, how can I fuck this up? He's like, I'm gonna give these underage kids beer. I'm gonna slap this guy's ass. I'm gonna make loud ass noises in front of all these police officers. He's like, he's made a list of how can I fuck this up?
And he gave money to players on TV.
Fake money.
Yeah. But no, he fucked up pretty bad, but it was funny. But dude.
Some good stuff, man. We should do this every Friday.
Dude, yeah. Hey. We can get crew do it, yeah. But
I think we need to work on some collabs with just photo stuff. At least
photo stuff.
We have so many sunglasses.
Shots. That was one thing we said we could collab on is photo stuff.
So easy. Sunglasses.
We're not gonna fuck with our rhythm. We got this banging ass rhythm. We got.
I'm just saying,
models. We can throw some sunglasses on them.
Yeah, but I don't know, from a female perspective, sunglasses are an easy asset to add onto a photo shoot.
That's my point. Yeah.
And then sometimes it makes, depending on who it is, makes them look better
Yeah.
and more fashionable.
No,
And I think just tying it into like, hey, we're another local company.
Yeah, that's the one thing that
Yeah.
Brandon always talks about, that like we have no local stuff, so it's cool. It's a local company right down the street from us, so yeah, like literally like for free.
Yeah.
Like,
Did
I
you
would
walk
do that.
here?
Do you guys want to go walk and see our place real quick?
Sure.
It's like
Okay.
I don't
10
want to,
seconds.
All
yeah.
right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, well that's where we'll leave it. Peeps.
Peace. You gotta say peace out.
Peace out.